All right, man. Oh man. Oh man, what a day this has been so far. It's only 4 o'clock. It ain't even 4 o'clock yet. It's 3:57. It's 3:57. They just got done practicing. And boy, have we had a day. We've had a couple of few days here that have just been interested, man. This whole Odell situation has went from something I had seen simmering behind, like just simmering a little bit, just because of how they used them on the field, and then it exploded out of nowhere. This is like when you put Mentos into a Coca-Cola cup and it just blow up because this thing went from 0 to 100 like that. It went from it's just a football problem to like, oh my goodness, like that. All right. So where do we start? One, I feel like this needs to be understood before we have any conversation. It is pretty obvious to me and everybody involved and anybody who knows anybody involved that yesterday it seemed like Odell was trying to force a trade. Now, I don't know if Odell told anybody in the front office he wanted to be traded, but instead tried to do it this way, or if he had those conversations previously. I'm not privy to that kind of information. But come on. Odell's dad and LeBron James and every other player and athlete that he knows did not randomly tweet free OBJ on trade deadline. That's not a coincidence. That is definitely an attempt to get yourself traded. Now, we can have a conversation on whether Odell could have had a better chance to get traded if he had handled this a little bit differently and all that. But that is objective, right? He probably voiced some frustration to his daddy and to LeBron and to everybody else and told them, hey, man, I want to get out. They not trying to get me out. Hey, just do what you got to do. So it seemed like that definitely was the case yesterday. So then, if that is true, if my assumption in that case, and I think it's a reasonable assumption in that case, is correct, he couldn't come back, man. Like, you couldn't come back. There is no way. And I know the report from Josina Anderson is that Odell expected to practice. But come on, man. There's no way you gonna have LeBron tweet about free me. And I'm just about to walk in here like ain't nothing happened. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, I know there are a lot of things that happen in social media that are outside of Odell's control, but this did not seem like one of those things that were outside of that control. Like, this seemed very coordinated. This seemed very obvious. Now, whether that had to do with what his daddy had posted on Instagram, and let's talk about that, because there's a lot of people mad that the dude posted it. There's a lot of people mad about how he's carrying it. Y'all know, sometimes football player family members be wilding. They just be wilding. Odell's dad is a dude who be out here wilding sometimes. You don't know what I mean by wilding? Just be out here, right? Just be out here, just defending a player, right? And I don't mind that. If that was my son, I don't know how I'd react to this whole situation either, because it is frustrating. And to be fair, he's not the only one on the team that has a dad that's spoken out against certain things, right? Myles Garrett's dad was very vocal about how Greg Williams was using him, and how Greg didn't let him do certain pass rush moves, and how the referees weren't calling holds on him. So it's not just Odell's dad that does these things, but it was Odell's dad who really kicked this off. Somebody had made a video pointing out what I had been pointing out for like a month, which is the All-22 film would suggest that Odell Beckham's still a good wide receiver. I've said this for a while. It's just not working. He's still a good wide receiver. If he goes to another team, he's probably going to be good. Yeezy for POTUS says having Bron and his dad post free OBJ is the equivalent of not being able to set up your own doctor's appointment and having your mama do it. Now, that is the one thing of this whole situation. Like, I understand where Odell's frustration was. I understand where he would want to be traded. And I understand where the Browns would probably want to trade him at this point. It just don't seem like it's worth it for either side. But if it's true that he did not go into the office or call Andrew Berry or call anybody related to this situation and inform them that he wanted to trade, but then went around to do this, that's a pretty weak move. Like, I think we can all agree that's weak. Like, it's not a good way to go about it. This is very Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best analogy I can come up to this whole situation, is that this is the Ben Simmons situation for the Cleveland Browns. This is all Ben Simmons, right? Like, this is just, all right, I get why you can't come back. I get why you can't just come to practice, but felt like it could have been better than this. And look, you know, the whole Odell situation since day one, since he's got here, has not been handled well. And this is just a continuation of that. We got another super chat here from Aaron D. And again, if you want to super chat and join the conversation, feel free to. I appreciate it. That's what this stream is for, so we can have a conversation about this whole Odell goofiness. But Aaron D with the super chat for $10. Appreciate that, Aaron. Says, can we sit Odell for the rest of the year, then deal with him in the offseason? Or is it best to cut ties now, save us from more drama? Either way, hate to see him go to a team and burn us later. This is one of those factors that I think went into why he didn't get traded. What if the only teams that wanted to trade for him were the Ravens, were the Chiefs, were teams that wanted to use him against us, right? Like, that might have factored into it. Another thing is, what are they going to do with Odell, right? Because Odell is under contract with the Cleveland Browns. He ain't on the team no more. Like, I think that part has been made clear. He's under contract. He ain't on the team. Appreciate that $1 super chat, P-Dubs. But he's under contract. He ain't on the team. That's made pretty clear. Odell ain't on the team no more. So at this point, whether you release him or not, I don't know how much of a difference that makes. You know, I think at this point it's about money. I think the Browns want their money back for this year, his guarantee, because, you know, he won out. You won out. Give us your money back. And I don't think Odell trying to do that. So they're at a lockhead. And if Odell don't want to give up that money, don't want to give up that check, he ain't going to play for the rest of the year. I think that's the situation that we are in. Look, this ain't a great situation. This is not how anybody wanted this to go. Fly on the Wall says Browns Twitter about to go crazy if Baker goes off against the Bengals, but we'll see. Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? I said in my video earlier today, look, the Browns had to make a decision with Odell. Either you're going to commit to him or you just going to let this thing go. You're going to let it go. You're just going to be done with the situation. It seems that they have chosen to let this go. That is the decision that they have made, that they are going to let this go. Like, this is just one of them situations. It's rough. This is Randy Moss in Oakland. This is Ben Simmons right now. This is one of them situations where you would have wished things would have worked out. You would have wished there would have been chemistry. You would have wished the two players could have found a way to make it work, because I do believe that Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback, and I obviously believe that Odell's a good wide receiver. And I think that the two of them, if they could have got it together, could have made something special. But it ain't happening. It ain't never happening. It's over with. This is done. This chapter is done. The Odell in Cleveland chapter is done. Like, this is wraps. They're not gonna make this. They're not gonna make up. They're not gonna make things right. He's not gonna come play later in the season. Because imagine if they do play better and then Odell 6 weeks down the line wants to come back and then they lose a game while he's out there. Like, it's not happening. He hasn't. I think Richard Gonzalez with the $10 super chat. I still remember Come Get Me, Take Me By. I still don't. Look, as much as y'all don't trust the Cleveland media, why are we trusting their reports on that situation? Right? Like, that was like a Tony Grossi report? Or as much as y'all don't trust them, y'all do trust them when it comes to hearing what y'all want to hear about that situation. I don't know if they said that. They deny it. We don't know. We don't know about that. But hey, the fact of the matter, Odell ain't on the team no more. He does not play for the Cleveland Browns. I think that's very clear. Sir C says, this makes me sad. Yes, this does make me sad. This is unfortunate. But also, if we're talking about the long-term release of the season, well, it don't really change much. Like, it would have been better to have Odell there. Don't get me wrong. This offense really ain't been playing good enough to justify losing one of its best players voluntarily. But ain't like they was using them. So it don't make much difference to what the offense was or wasn't able to do. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with Odell. Like, we can say cut him, fire him. He's not on the team no more. He might be under contract. He might as well be on injured reserve right now. Like, he's IR. He tore his ACL. He's not on the team. It don't matter, right? Whatever else they do with him, he's not coming back. Like, that's, I think, one thing we need to understand in this conversation. Odell ain't coming back. James, $5 super chat, says, since it looks like he'll be sitting for the rest of the season, do you think there'll be any trade value during the offseason? Ain't going to be no trade value. Ain't going to be no trade value. Look, because if he sits for the rest of this season, they know the Browns ain't going to use him anyway, and they owe him $14 million come March 14th. He's going to get cut regardless. The question is when, right? He is going to get cut. Odell is going to get cut. The question is when. Does it happen during the season or does it happen before March? But between now and March, Odell Beckham will be cut from this team. I am almost 100% sure on it. Barring some kind of miracle conversation and him and Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski hug it out with his daddy, then maybe you work something out and fix it. But I don't see that happening. It seemed like they all set in their ways about this whole situation. Banksy with the super chat says it's not worth putting stock in the fact that Odell's training camp and practices, Odell got like no full contact reps. The whole team didn't get no full contact reps. And I feel like that's something that we seeing the effect of right now. The next super chat comes from Roman. And again, I appreciate y'all coming in super chat. This reminds me of a bad relationship nobody wants to admit is bad. I think we have gone past the point of not admitting this is bad. We ain't at the baby we can make this work stage. We had to come get your toothbrush. Like, that is the stage of breakup that this is at right now. Look, Odell ain't coming back, man. It's a decision of either I'm gonna put your toothbrush and the rest of your stuff in a nice little box for you to pick up, or I'm gonna throw that on the front lawn. That is the decision that the Browns are making. How are they gonna end this relationship with Odell? That it's over. The relationship is ended. They have told the team he is not coming back for the rest of the year. It's a wrap for Odell in Cleveland. Y'all need to know that. He's not coming back. 13 is not playing for the Cleveland Browns no more. Odell's not here no more. He's on the roster. He not going to be active. He is on IR, essentially, for the Cleveland Browns. Tristan says, Q, take my money. I appreciate you as my therapist. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm glad I could talk you through your sports things. Now, also, I don't want this to take away from the fact that this entire situation is kind of funny. Like, it is kind of funny, right? Like, I know we want to be mad, upset, sad, and look, there's room for all of that emotion in there. But this is also kind of funny that we have spent the entire year. Like, the quote came out from Baker Mayfield. He was like, man, I don't know where this came from. It's been happening for a month that you haven't been targeting this man. We're going to get to all the press conferences, too. We're going to watch the Kevin Stefanski one and the Baker Mayfield one. As soon as the Baker Mayfield one is up, William Jones with the $5 super chat says at least the 2022 rookie class is stacked at receiver. They feel like they got the answer in Donovan Peoples-Jones and, what's his name? Schwartz, Anthony Schwartz. We'll see. We'll see, man. Schwartz going to have to step up. Baker going to have to step up. Baker's also going to have to justify that they took his side on this whole situation. Now, I feel like from a team perspective, they felt like they were taking a team side, but they also, by doing that, took Baker's side in this argument. We them boys with the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Higgins, John Johnson, and Greedy liking the video attacking Baker's QB skills? I have no idea what to make of that. No idea what to make of that. And if that is how they feel, they need to talk that out. And also, I don't think they should be putting it out there liking the video publicly. But Baker does have to play better. Like, that is a huge part of this, right? Like, we can roast Odell and how he handled this and everything else, and like talk about how funny it is that he got his daddy to get him out of town like this. Like, he called his daddy and got him out of town. And I do think there is some humor to have in that. But Baker does have to play better, like now. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not really about to justify or defend him that much in this show just because he has not played better. Dope and the Dealer says this sucks. I wonder how Jarvis will deal with this. And then what does it say about our organization? It says the coaching staff didn't utilize a player well enough, and now you're getting the consequences of not utilizing a player over multiple weeks. They gave him like 2 targets in 2 games. When you have a player like Odell that you paying that much, this going to happen. Soul Train with the $5 super chat says, I know he's a pro, and this will sound silly, but how would this impact Jarvis since they're friends? I think Jarvis is going to be fine. Like, Jarvis is going to be all right. If he can't be all right, then they're going to put DPJ out there. They have made it clear they're not really here for like placating to the receivers. Like, they're gonna take Baker's side on this. Professor Chaos says $5 super chat, is Deshaun Jackson still available? If so, what do you think? I'm telling you right now, don't go here thinking they're gonna pick up another wide receiver. And by the way, if it ain't work between Odell and Baker Mayfield, why in the world would you go to Deshaun Jackson? Like, that's actually a problem, right? Like, nah, man, that's not a good suggestion. That is not a good suggestion. There's nothing about D-Jax that says remember when he wore Ryan Fitzpatrick's shirt when he wasn't even starting? Nah, man, this ain't the dude you want to bring in this situation. You good on that? Cody says with a $5 super chat, appreciate that, Cody. Do you think Odell still has enough trade value yesterday for us to get Josh Gordon? Y'all want to bring in the oldest headache in the world? Y'all want to bring back Josh Gordon? Like, Josh Gordon ain't never messed up a season by coming back? We good on that. We don't need another receiver. We good on that. Just play with who you got, and if those dudes get along with him, whatever. James B with the $10 super chat. I would like to see Felton in the slot opening things up for Jarvis and DPJ. Can we get some 20 and 30-yard completions going? Thank you, Quincy, for all you do. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see them open it up and, actually move the ball in chunks instead of taking 45 minutes to score the damn ball when they got one of the most high-powered offenses in football. Boomer says, how much does this affect Sunday's game against the Bengals? Be honest with you, I don't think it really has that much of a change. I don't think they were going to use Odell that much. They have not been using Odell that much. There's no reason to believe that's going to change. By the way, we got over 1,000 people in here just ready to talk about this mess. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you don't miss streams. I do watch parties, post-game shows. Make sure y'all check it out. Rome Graham says, I think how the message was delivered was the problem. Yeah, it's one thing to have your daddy voice his frustrations. It's another thing to have your daddy go in there and call the quarterback a bum, a terrible quarterback, liking all kind of stuff that's just very uncharitable to Baker Mayfield. And just pretty much, lighting the flames. Like, we have known here, anybody who's been in this Cleveland online Twitter sphere or whatever, the situation between Odell and Baker Mayfield fans has been toxic. It's been a civil war between those two. And, you can't really have your daddy out here feeding into it and expect things going to be fine when it's already been a problem. Dr. Q, Mark Kahn with the super chat says, Dr. Q, thank you for the emergency therapy session. Kind of ironic. We'll be facing Cincy. No OBJ. Remember what happened last year. Things that make you go, right? I mean, Baker does tend to play well against the Bengals. So we'll see what happens here with Baker Mayfield in the Cleveland Browns this week. Again, I don't think this situation really changes much. If not, it makes them more focused on the game ahead. I hope they're going to be more focused because they need to win this game. Big Daddy Dub says, I'm excited to see how the Bengals game goes. DPJ did come back to practice. That is big news here for the Cleveland Browns here. We're going to go a couple super chats more, and then we're going to get to the press conferences because Baker Mayfield's, I heard, was a doozy. Heard that thing was a Heard he was spitting in that one. So, oh my goodness, we're gonna get into it. Considering how Baker's two best games are without OBJ, thank you by the way, Nathaniel. Do you think he will ball out against the Bengals? He better. I mean, the eyes are gonna be on him. This is already a big game, but the eyes are gonna be on him this week to bounce back and have a big game. If he has a big game, the narrative about this whole Odell situation is gonna shift. Like this is, he knows this, right? If he goes out there and has a huge game like he did last year against the Bengals in Cincinnati, the whole narrative goes from, oh, Baker Mayfield stinks, he can't find Odell, to why Odell can't play with Baker Mayfield and Baker Mayfield's so much better without him. And that's going to be a whole nother thing. So, it's toxic either way. But for him, if he comes out and play a good game, and people ain't going to be looking at him like he the problem no more. Fly on the Wall with the $5 super chat says, I don't know how much this matters, but what do you think Juice thinks about all this? Not saying he'll take it personally, but is it going to affect him? Juice got to be a pro, man. Juice got to go out there and ball. I mean, he was here before. Odell, he's got to be here after because, again, Odell ain't on the team no more. Like, I don't care what they say on the roster. He's not on the team no more. Terrence Bivens with the $5 super chat says, I like Baker, but this is on him. Got to find your top receiver. Not force, but find when he's there and open. I think it's a two-pronged thing. Baker definitely has missed him for no reason throughout the season. I think that's definitely a problem that he has had. He needs to ask himself, why is he not looking in Odell's direction as much as he should? And the other thing is that the offense really just like kind of takes Odell out the game plan a lot of the times, right? Like he's out there on the island or he's out there on the opposite side of the three receivers, so he's not a part of the read. A lot of this is on how they structure the offense as much as it is on Baker Mayfield to play better. Baker has to play better. Like if the Baker Mayfield was playing better and the Browns are 6-2 right now or 7-1, I guarantee you Odell, no matter how many targets or how little targets he was getting, ain't gonna be going to his daddy talking about some put this on Instagram. Voice your frustration. Speak, King. Right? Like, I don't think that's what would be happening. I think they would be keeping it under wraps. But the fact that they're 4-4, the fact that they just lost a very disappointing game to the Steelers has led to all of this. And the fact that he's been targeted 2 times in the last 3 weeks 2 weeks has been a part of this issue that has blown up, right? If Baker played better at quarterback and they just won more games, forget just hitting Odell and giving them big numbers. They just won more games. I guarantee you everybody would be happier. But he's not playing well. The coaching staff is not coaching well. And like I've said for the last 7 weeks, the offense has looked goofy, awful, bad, terrible, stupid, dumb, bad, dookie. It's been like that. It's been like that. Jeremy, I appreciate that $5 super chat. While we wait for this Baker Mayfield press conference to get uploaded, if they choose to do so, and it doesn't look like they might not do it, we might have to read. We're going to have to read press clippings. Is that how we're going to have to do it? They're not going to put the Baker Mayfield ones up? Let me go see clevelandbrowns.com. Browns acting scared on this. You might as well put the video up. Everybody got the quotes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got it on clevelandbrowns.com. All right, we about to go to this Baker Mayfield press conference. Oh, man. Was it November 3rd? Yeah, this it. This the fire. Super chat from Jose, $2. Do you think this is going to affect Jarvis at all? A lot of you guys are asking that. I don't think it's going to affect Jarvis. I think Jarvis is a professional. I'll give him that. Jarvis deserves that amount of respect. This is the Baker Mayfield press conference. Man, he sounds like actually hurt. Like he like I feel like this really took him by surprise, and he sounds like he's had a rough day. Like this does not sound like the normal figure that I hear him talk with. Like, oh, y'all can't hear it? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Y'all can't hear it. Let me go fix that. Where is that at? Main. Window capture. Let me add audio output. Who had a super chat? Danny with the super chat. Getting OBJ off this team is like getting the last drop out of your butt when you got a dookie. Baker going off on Sunday. Boy, what y'all be thinking of this? This is why I can't let. Oh my goodness, this is why I can't let y'all just call in. Y'all just be saying whatever. Bro. What? Y'all are so wildish today, boy. Can you guys still not hear it? Let me know if you guys can hear it. $2 super chat. If we cut Odell, he'll go somewhere like KC, maybe. Still can't hear it. It's quiet. All right, man. I don't know what's going on with this. Let me make sure this stuff is active. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, I know what the problem is. Hold on. Sorry about this. We don't get it back. Chat. I know what the issue is. I got to change my sound settings. Hold on. Sound, is it coming from speaker instead of black hole? There we go. Now y'all should be able to hear this.
Winning, and anything like this that's stuff that's created on the outside, drama-wise, takes away from the focus and attention to detail that we need to have, which is exactly the reasons why we haven't been able to win, as we haven't, executed well enough, haven't.
Baker, do you believe Odell Sr. was talking on behalf of Odell with those posts yesterday?
I can't exactly speculate exactly as to who he was speaking on behalf of. I think a lot of it comes from his father perspective. I think, obviously, naturally, he wants his son to succeed. I can't blame him for that. I want Odell to succeed. And that's where we were at, and or at least so I thought. So that's all I really have about that.
Will says Baker looks rejected by his crush at prom. Yeah, he looks dejected right now. He looks like he didn't know this was coming.
I was probably just about as surprised as all of you were.
Is the relationship salvageable?
I don't know. I thought we had a very open line of communication going into it, so we'll see. Like I said, more surprised than anything, as everybody was. So we'll see going forward, and there's always room for improvement in any relationship. So we'll see.
Do you want him back?
I would take anything to have a winning team right now. Our focus needs to be on winning, and anything like this that's stuff that's created on the outside, drama-wise, takes away from the focus and attention to detail that we need to have, which is exactly the reasons why we haven't been able to win, as we haven't executed well enough, haven't schemed it up to be able to do that, and so I think a lot of this is frustration, that's the tension that's built up because, we're not playing how we should be. And we want to be better. We want to be better than 500, but that's where we're at right now. So it's time to look in the mirror and handle those things internally because nothing on the outside is going to help us. It's only going to create drama, and that's a fact.
Baker, you guys talk about blocking out.
I see some of you guys saying that he's angry. I think he's just legitimately hurt. That looks like somebody who's hurt. Like, that looks like somebody who thought he had a good relationship with somebody and found out that they did not think that much of him. And I think what made it worse is that I feel like some of his teammates he might feel like some of his teammates didn't have his back. And that might be adding to this, right? Professor Chaos says, how much will this be talked about on AFC North Talk? We'll see, man. We got a big game to talk about on AFC North Talk. We'll see.
All right, but how do you prevent something like this from possibly dividing the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is it's definitely different than a normal sports media circumstance. So it comes down to realizing our priorities. Our job is to go out there.
Thoughts on people calling Odell's dad OBJ Sr.? That's his name, dog. His name is Odell Beckham Sr. Odell Beckham Jr. Of course they're going to call him that. That's his name.
Do anything we can to win, and we have to be focused because Cincinnati's playing well right now. It comes down to knowing where your heart's at, knowing your teammates extremely well, and that's something that I take an extreme amount of pride, and I truly care about each one of our guys. So it's about that, and it's about me going out there and being able to do my job this week, focus on the week of practice, see what happens, and then go out there Sunday and execute.
Baker, have you talked to Jarvis at all about this incident?
I have.
Anything that makes you feel good about your all's relationship going forward, given how close we all know he is to Odell?
Yeah, he's extremely close with Odell. I think, like I said earlier, we all want to see O succeed. There's no doubt about that. But we're just going to take it one day at a time. So we didn't get into too many details because I don't want to, draw that line in between them at all. That's not what I'm trying to do. But Jarvis wants to win just as badly as I do. And those are the types of guys, types of focus that we need to have right now.
How do you balance being a leader for this team and turning to Sunday, but also kind of handling this distraction with those talks you have with Jarvis?
Unfortunately, this is a part of the job that.
Boy, everybody worried about how Jarvis Landry feel about this. I think Jarvis is going to be all right.
It's not as much fun. You want to try and eliminate the distractions and everything, but trying to get the best out of your teammates is first and foremost, I think the most important thing for me, trying to elevate the guys around me. And so being able to, get the focus back on football is extremely important. And this is something it's very unique. There's not a manual for this one. There's not a handbook to how to navigate this besides talk to people, see how they're feeling about it, and just keep it open, because this is one of those things that, like everybody can see, it can be a dividing thing, or it can be a rally cry, whatever you want to call it.
All right, I got to pause it for this one. $2 super chat from Big Daddy Dub says, Odell is about to ghost Baker on Xbox. No drops, no zones today. No war zone for y'all. No. He's about to hide his status from him. Yeah, that seems about where that relationship is gone, man. It seems like he has blocked that number. He has ghosted Baker. Odell has ghosted the team. Kevin said he ain't heard from the man in 24 hours. The man is gone. The man is gone. He's not on the team no more. I'm telling y'all. He is under contract. He don't play.
Case in point, we're a 500 football team. We haven't done the things to win, and that's where the important is.
If OBJ goes to the Ravens or the Steelers, ain't like the Ravens or the Steelers gonna be able to get it. Well, the Ravens might. I don't know, but they've had their own issues getting their wide receivers the ball, and he can go to the Steelers. Who cares?
Importance needs to be.
How hard is it then?
Can you forgive Odell for?
If he think Baker ain't about to see him, he know for a damn sure Ben ain't about to see him.
Would you accept an apology?
Yeah, I think any sort of conversation would go a long way.
You said that you and him had a pretty open dialogue.
And that's an RIP to that COD squad, because they're both actually pretty good at that duty. Yeah, man. That Warzone squad took a hit. I don't know if Jarvis was any good, but that Warzone squad took a hit, man. We lost a good one.
The fact that it seemed to be as personal as it was, are you hurt that this is the route he chose to voice his frustration?
Hurt? No. Surprised? Yes. I think there's different things that play a factor into it. I've had conversations with his dad before, man to man, face to face, and I was pretty surprised by the video and the intentions.
Wait, what did he say? Did he say he talked to his dad?
Surprised? Yes. Yeah, I think there's different things that play a factor into it. I've had conversations with his dad before, man to man, face to face, and I was pretty surprised by the video and the intentions and the feelings behind it. I'd be lying if I said otherwise, but hurt? No.
Oh! Oh no. He said basically, we having fun. We not being serious. We having fun. But he basically was like, man, I saw his daddy, and his daddy wasn't talking like that to my face. He's talking, he got the internet, he got the Twitter fingers. That's what Baker told him. He's like, that boy got Twitter fingers, because you know what? I saw him, he dabbed me up, said, what's up? How you doing, Baker? Acting like a fan and everything. Bro, what is going on? It is weird though, man. You see somebody in person and they sitting out there, oh man, how you doing? Great to see you. And then they get on that Twitter twit, on them Instagram comments, and they talking mad reckless about you. That is hilarious. He about to do all the Hugh Jackson stuff to Odell daddy if he go off against the Bengals. He about to stare down Odell's dad somewhere. Baker gonna change his number to 13. Boy, you know he petty. He gonna change his number to 13 or something. Let Baker have like 500 yards, 7 touchdowns or something like that. He gonna change his number to 13 the next day. Jimmy Bandito with the super chat says that they ain't putting OBJ on waivers. AB is a strong GM. Would you rather eat the cap and send us a strong message by having OBJ be a bench warmer for the rest of for real wide receivers? Hey, look, man. I don't know how they're going to handle this, whether they cut him or not, but you might as well. I think the best way to consider this whole Odell situation is he's on injured reserve because he's not playing for the Browns again. He's never suiting up. He is never going to be in the stadium at practice. He's home until he gets released. And that might be in March. That might be today, tomorrow. But he ain't putting on a Cleveland. 13 is not playing for the Browns no more in any shape, way, or capacity. Luke says with a $5 super chat, bold prediction, if Odell comes back and plays, Baker strictly only passes to him, nobody else. Nah, man, he really gonna be ducking him. I'm gonna be just as. Let me stop, man. Let me stop, man. He said that with a straight face too. Like, I talked to his dad, and it was just a couple weeks ago, and he wasn't really saying nothing to me then. But I guess he got on the internet, got big. That boy got Twitter fingers. That is funny to me. Nathaniel Carroll with the $2 super chat should have traded OBJ to the Lions where he belongs. I don't know what they gonna do with him, man. I don't know what you gonna do with that. I don't know what you do with this, man. Like, I don't know what you do with this situation. It's a mess, dog. It's an absolute mess. This is a mess. 2014, man, OBJ got so many forms from one cool catch to booing in New York. He's washed, hurt, and a diva at this point. He's not washed. He's not washed. And I don't think he's been a diva. I mean, like, he has had a reason to be frustrated for like 3 years. Like, this is no surprise. How he went about it, yeah, that's a little weak. I'm gonna be honest. How he went about this whole situation, a little weak. But the point of frustration that he got to, I can't blame him for that. I mean, like, he's been underutilized for quite a while here, and he's really said nothing. And I think that might have added to why he got to this point, because he said nothing, and it blew up on him. It blew up on him. See, look, man, I know some of y'all say I'm having too much fun, but at some point, man, y'all got to have fun with this situation. Y'all can't just always be miserable about it. This shit is funny. Like, this is funny. Baker's out here in a press conference subtweeting Odell's daddy, who, by the way, clearly gets off on being like Odell's daddy. Like, he is clearly his whole face. He's like Drake's daddy. Because Odell grew up with a single mom, bruh. Like, that's like Drake's dad. You know how Drake dad be in the video? Everybody like, why Drake dad in the video? That's Odell's daddy right now, man. It is what it is. Big Daddy Dubs says, so where is the jersey burning party? Come on, man. Burning jerseys this week. Then we learn from LeBron. And we ain't trying to do that. Stop. Let's not be that city no more. Can we not be the city that burns stuff for no reason? Can we not? That's always a weak move, by the way, when you burn somebody's jersey. It just looks, you look like the girl who got broken up with and slashed somebody's tire. You look weak at that point. Like, can we just handle this with a little bit more grace than, oh, I got to burn a Odell jersey I spent $200 on? You better keep that and get it reupholstered. Don't burn it. It's a waste of money. Stop burning jerseys, Cleveland. It's weak. It's a weak look. I'm going to just say that right here. Burning jerseys is a weak look. K. Morton, EDD, says, Q, you wildin'. This whole situation is wildin', E. This whole situation is wild. Tell me ain't nothing wild about what you seeing right now. We got Josina quote tweeting tweets for Odell. We got people liking tweets, beefing, but not saying a single word. Pond Loco with a $5 super chat. Why does this drama always seem to follow this team? Legit got hooked throughout this year. Thought it would be different after last year. Hey, man, it might be different after now. Because what else is there to be drama about? Odell's not on the team no more. He's not playing, right? Like, he's not playing no more. It's a wrap for him on this team. Like, he's not coming back. Odell ain't coming back. He's not ever going to play for the Cleveland Browns no more. It's a wrap for him. Luke, thank you for that $2 super chat. Let me see. Is it? All right, we all caught up. Let's get back to the video.
I'll be all right.
Are you surprised you haven't heard from Odell in the last 24 hours since that video?
No, I think there's a whole lot of stuff they're trying to figure out, like Coach said earlier, with Andrew and with their guys that they're trying to figure that out. So we'll see when the time comes.
Well, when you talk about being 4-4 and these are huge games for you, does there need to be resolution as quickly as possible with this?
Resolution, I don't know about that part. I think it just needs to, the task at hand. We're having a multitask right now, and that's just a unfortunate circumstance of what's going on. We're having a multitask instead of just being able to focus on winning, and that's been created by something on the outside. So we need to find a way to do that. And you know what? We've had pretty big challenges before, considering what we went through last year during COVID and having people out and having to meet online during virtual meetings. This group has been challenged before, and so this is nothing different. This is a time for us to stick together as a team and not let anything else divide us, and that's how I'm going to handle it. I was brought here to do that, to bring people together, to win, and that's exactly how I'm going to handle it.
What did he?
Yo, the thing that's wild about like what his dad was doing was like, this wasn't at night. I felt like if this happened at night, we'd be like, oh, Odell dad was drunk after the game. You know what I mean? You know how parents get, and they get all mad and they got in his feelings, start tweeting stuff he shouldn't have. This man slept on it, woke up the next day and was like, yeah, I've had enough too. Boom. Like, this is why I think this was coordinated, man. Like, this is obviously coordinated. He tried to get traded yesterday. Like, that is there. Like, whether you're an Odell fan or not, and I'm somebody who does appreciate Odell, you have to acknowledge he tried to get traded yesterday. So this is inevitable after that, right? After what happened, and how wild his daddy went on Baker, bro. Like, I don't know what you do with that situation. Set apart last with the $2 super chat. I think Odell was behind that account the whole time. It might be a KD burner situation. Who knows? It is verified, so, it might be a KD burner situation. Michael Empire, should Odell and Baker's dad, or should Baker and Odell's dad box? Nah, man. I need Baker's dad and Odell's dad to box. I need this to go full POW 6. I need this to go full Pee-wee football stance. Baker's daddy versus Odell's daddy in the parking lot right now. Get the minivan, pull the truck up, let's go. I need daddy versus daddy right now. I need Baker's dad versus Odell's dad, and I need to see who got the hands. Let's go. Who got it? Texas versus Louisiana. Let's get it. Austin versus Austin versus Austin versus New Orleans. Let's get it. Let's see who the hardest. Yeah, I mean, we want to see Baker fight a 65-year-old man. Nah, I want to see two 65-year-old men go at it at the First Energy parking lot like this is Pee Wee football, because this is what we are. We also Pee Wee football stuff right now. We might as well go all the way with it. We might as well. Sly donated $5 through Super Chat. Says Stefanski really don't like number one wide receivers. First Diggs, now Odell. Maybe you just don't need to spend that much money at wide receiver for a Kevin Stefanski offense. We'll find out, man. We'll find out on Sunday if Baker ball out. We got James with the Super Chat, $5. Says OBJ gave Baker the cold shoulder like a mad girlfriend. Yeah, he was in his feelings during that game, man. He was not here for any of it. There was like a game-winning drive, 6 minutes left. They get a big first down, and Odell was not here for any of it. He is done, bro. He was done. Like, he didn't care what he was going to get for Christmas. He was done. It was a wrap. He's out. Like, at that moment where he decided that he did not care, he had already quit the team, bro. He's not on the team no more. The dope dealer donated $5 to Super Chat. Appreciate you. So LMAOQ, you have me dying, is true. This whole thing is funny. I agree. He purposely tried to get out. We might as well laugh and move on. I mean, there ain't no other way to handle this situation at this point. What we going to be seriously mad about it? And like, what's that going to do? Is that going to make anybody feel better about this whole situation? Or are we going to point out the fact that, you know, this is kind of a Pee Wee football situation. And if it's going to be a Pee Wee football situation, I want to see a fight. And you know what? You know who's going to referee that fight? Stump Mitchell. This is where Stump Mitchell needs to get involved. You see, look, Stump Mitchell lead the team for 2 weeks and all kind of stuff go down. Stump Mitchell need to come back, baby. Somebody tweet that out. Bring back Stump. Stump done left the team for a couple of weeks without a surgery, and all of a sudden, the team done lost their mind with no Stump Mitchell, man. AB with the $5 Super Chat and a new patron, so appreciate you, AB. Baker's daddy will get stomped, bro. I don't know. You don't know if Baker's dad got hands. Why are you taking Baker's dad out of the equation to be able to fight? Like, he is from Texas. He might not be able to fight, but he got that thing on. It might be a shootout, to be honest with you. Texas versus New Orleans. They both pull that thing out pretty often down there. Sly with the $5 Super Chat. I think Baker's more mad. He found out that he kicked off the Warzone squad. Yeah, I think Baker. Yeah, Baker logged on that Xbox, sent that invite, and that shit went bloop. He's like, what? What? What is going on? Coop with the $10 Super Chat. OBJ out now, off topic, but why did the NFL ignore Travis Fulgham's breakout with the Eagles last year? He's on some practice squad now. I think the Browns should get on. I think the Browns had Travis Fulgham a couple of years ago. Thoughts on him? Look up his highlights. Hey, man, we'll see. We'll see. They got to sign somebody if they just going to let Odell sit on the bench. Like, they ain't even going to let him sit on the bench. Odell can't even come to the stadium. They have already boxed up Odell's stuff and given it to him. Like, Odell showed up, pulled up to the gate, and his key card did not work anymore, dog. Like, this is the level of not on the team he is on. He is off the team, bro. Like, he got a call from everybody. He's off the team. I'm just saying. We need to get that fight going, man. And we need Stump Mitchell back. Stump Mitchell, the only thing that can save us at this point, man. Hold on, let me let me live tweet that. Oh, is there any more new news? Did Cam tweet anything new? Is the injury report? All right, we'll talk about the injury report when I do the preview. Okay, that's just more. All right. We need Stump. We need Stump's beard. Stump Mitchell, see, look, this would have happened with Stump Mitchell. Because, look, Baker would be like, I'll get Stump Mitchell on your daddy. Bet Odell's dad would delete them Instagrams right now. If Stump Mitchell was like, bro, you ain't going to tweet like that. You're not about to be out here tweeting at me like that. You about to be out here tweeting about my offense? No, man. Stump Mitchell need to get out here, man. Stump Mitchell need to get out here. Oh, my goodness. Stump Mitchell. We need Stump, man. Oh, let me catch up on these super chats. I know I missed a couple hours tweeting. Boy, oh, my goodness. I hope we having more fun with this whole situation and not being completely miserable about this, because it doesn't have to be miserable. It is already what it is. He's not on the team no more. Stop suggesting Deshaun Jackson, by the way, man. Like, y'all want to bring in the worst possible person to bring into this situation? That's like cutting yourself with a knife and deciding you're going to buy a machete. Jared Kent with a $5 super chat says, is this going to have any negative impact on Jarvis for the rest of the year? Not that Jarvis wants to get paid. He's not. Yeezy for POTUS says Quincy is talking crazy. This situation is crazy, Yeezy. This situation is crazy. We talk about Odell Beckham Sr. We ain't even talking about Junior right now. We talk about his daddy. Didn't even know his daddy was out here watching every game like that. Didn't even know it. Jared Kent. Okay, I already got that one. Am I caught up? All right, let's continue to watch this video, man, before I get derailed again.
Odell's not here today, but you got a full locker room, a bunch of other guys in there. Do you feel the trust and support from them? Do you think you have it?
I do. I do. Like I said, they know where my heart's at. They know exactly what I do on a daily basis, how much I care for these guys. I don't have to verbalize that specifically, because they can tell that, how I work and everything like that. So I'm not worried about that part. To me, it's about making sure that we're just all on the same page. I want to hear everybody's feelings about it. I want to know that. I want to understand if somebody's, going through it and they don't understand the situation. We need to have that open dialogue, because, obviously this is one of those things where it wasn't communicated well enough to where it's gotten to this point. And, I'm here for these guys. That's what I do.
With the open dialogue, or do you need to have a players-only meeting?
I don't think there's going to be some we need to have this, need to have that. I think it's just, if I can tell somebody's going through it, just have a conversation and just go about our business. We have to be professionals here. We have to still do our job, like I keep saying, and focus on these little details that we haven't done well enough so far.
Baker, one of the allegations that was made yesterday was that you're deliberately not throwing Odell the ball on purpose. What do you make of that?
It's deliberately not throwing the ball to an extremely talented player that I've done a lot of work with. It's an opinionated statement. I'll say that.
Okay, man, Anime Tree, you gotta be trolling here. I think Senior's right. Baker isn't it. Keenum time? Like, if you don't think Baker's it, okay, that's an opinion you can have, but baby, Keenum? You think Keenum's the answer? Come on, man. Come on. Y'all already know what Keenum is, man. Come on, man. Keenum? Like, just say we need to draft somebody if you think that. Plan for the future. Not no damn Case Keenum. We try to watch out here 10-yard passes for the rest of our life? Dan Rainey with the $5 super chat. You think Baker is on the hot seat sooner than it should? He's been on the hot seat because he has a contract extension coming up. So I think this is coming right where it would come. We knew he was on for a contract deal. He could have big money or small money.
You've spent a lot of time. We've seen it. You and Odell here out on the side. He was in Austin. You guys went to Montana together. Why has it come? Now that you kind of look at, why has it come to this point, especially now that it looks like he might have?
I can't exactly give you the full answer.
What are the Odell's contract details? How much are we stuck with? For how long? I mean, we've already paid him out. I think the argument right now between Odell and his people and the Browns are, you gonna give us some of that money back or not? You know what I mean? But next year, he's getting cut, bro. He's not gonna have a hit next year. I think he has no cap hit. He's getting cut by the end of March. He's not gonna be a cap hit next year. So ain't no way about that. And then set apart last with another super chat. You think Baker's lost the locker room? That's up to question. He's got to play better. He's really got to have a good game against the Bengals.
As to why, but I'm here now, and you know I got to be the leader for these guys, and we'll see where this situation goes. But I got to do my job and lead, and you know this is just a bump in the road of adversity, and you're gonna have to handle it and roll with the punches.
Do you see on the practice field and on the film, you know, reasons that you think the pass game can turn around quickly?
I do. Like I said, it's little details and things that you know we haven't done well enough, and it's hurt us in big moments to get to this point. So, like I said, there's a lot of frustration built up because we haven't been as successful as we expected or we thought. But that doesn't change the work and the grind. These are all fixable things. You know, until halftime in Cincinnati on Sunday, we're not even halfway through the regular season. So it is what it is, and we're going to roll with it.
Do you think you've done a good job finding him enough in the offense this year?
I mean, there's been plays and things where you know he's not exactly the first read, which we talk about spreading the wealth around because we have a lot of weapons. And there's been throws that I would love to have back. And we talk about the Minnesota game where just my.
So there are a lot of plays where he's not the first read. That's good information that came out. I'm wondering what the hell's going on with that. So see, this seems like a Kevin Stefanski thing, man. He loved using them damn decoys. He decoyed somebody out the damn league.
Things that, you know, it is what it is. And there's always things to get corrected. Now, am I going to, you know, focus only on him and force him the ball? No, because that's not who I am, and that's not how this offense operates. You saw that last year, and that's how I'm going to handle it.
You guys have a game.
Sly says, man, Baker sounds hurt at the podium. Yeah, I know that energy. Baker got that energy that you have. Y'all ever like been in the middle of the day, just caring about your day, and then you look at your phone, and your significant other has sent you the, hey, what are you doing at 6? We need to talk. And then you just go through the rest of your day like, I don't know what I did wrong. I apologize. He got the energy right now where he got that pit in his stomach. He seems hurt right now. Like, and I would understand why he would be hurt if he thought he had a good relationship with Odell. Because I thought he might have thought he did. Squirrel Turtle donated $2 through Super Chat. Of course, this happens before the Bengals and Romo. Oh, yeah, we get Tony Romo 2 weeks in a row, baby. National TV, baby. Let Baker have a good game. Well, let Baker have a good game. This whole thing is going to flip, but, you know, it is what it is right now. It's funny.
Are you guys planning to move forward without him at this point? Have you been told that he's not part of the plans anymore going forward?
I mean, I was pretty much told exactly what you guys heard earlier, so I'm prepared to do whatever, and you know, if he's back, then we'll work through it.
You know what energy he got? I just figured it out. Okay, hold on, wait. Let me get to the Super Chat before I tell y'all what kind of energy he got. Snitz plays with a $5 Super Chat. Q, I'm going out to this game out of town. What would you predict for this game? How much do you think how much you think is going to win? Oh, who do you think is going to win and by how much? Browns by 22. Yeah. We about to go. Baker about to go 0 dark 13. I like that Super Chat, Tristan. He about to go 0 dark 13. Just like Odell, boy. Odell is special ops. He not playing no more. Tristan, Baker love having a new chip on the shoulder. Love having Baker have a new chip on the shoulder. Appreciate the 2 Super Chats from 2 Tristans. One Hollis, the other one Callie. Anime Tree says we better start watching college football for quarterbacks. I guess. Ain't nobody this year. Let me tell you, this college football quarterback class is the booty.
I can put my ego and pride to the side to win because that's all I care about.
But, you know, Baker got that energy like he just found out he got cheated on. That's what he feel. That's what he sound like. He's found out he got cheated on. And he at the podium got to explain all these answers about why it is that he got cheated on. But it seems like he is responding to questions about getting cheated on. Like that's the energy he has. I feel bad for the homie. I do.
He's winning, but if not, then we'll roll with the guys we have out there, and those guys will know that I completely trust them, and they'll know that I'm always here for them, and that's the leader, and that's the type of quarterback I am.
Does Andrew trust Odell going forward?
That's one of those things that, once or if we address it, then we'll see. But I don't have the answer for you then.
Yeah, man. The conclusion on that press conference is Odell ain't coming back. He's gone. He is gone. And he ain't just gone. He's gone. Like, he not coming back no time soon. All right, we got a super chat here from Nikitas, who says, can this be what the players and staff needs? Maybe a little eye-opener, trying to be positive. I don't know, man. They need a win. That's what they need, a damn win and a good offensive performance. That's what they need. They've been chugging for the last 3 damn weeks, especially bad. The offenses look like garbage for 7 weeks. They need a win and a good offensive performance. Anything other than that ain't what they need right now. You know what I mean? That's just what they need. ATP Price with the $2 super chat, man. Does Odell have PTSD of Cincinnati or something? Yeah, man, he decided, I ain't going back to Paul Brown, bro. I ain't tearing my knee again for this. For who, for what? He has made the decision that he is done. He's done. He don't want to play it no more, man. Baker about to start the F your ex, I'm better without you tour. Baker about to get tattoos and change his hair. You know what I mean? You know how some people become different people after they have a situation like that go down to you? He about to change his hair. He already shaved the beard, man. He about to switch it up. Be like, man, I'm about to put it on for these people. You about to be mad that you gave up on me. Watch Baker go out here at the best game of his life. Because that's usually how this thing goes, right? Sly saying Freddie Kitchens smiling, saying at least I didn't lose Odell. Boy, Freddie Kitchens ain't smiling nowhere. Freddie Kitchens is a tight end coach. He like, damn. I told you it wasn't all on me. It was still on you. You was still terrible, Freddie. He was still terrible. All right, let's hear from Kevin Stefanski, the boy, the man of the hour.
We'll get Donovan Peoples-Jones back out there today. Denzel Ward, Andy Janovich also will be back out at practice. Odell will not be out there. He's been excused. Andrew Berry and his representatives are continuing to talk. So for today, Odell will not be out there. Looking forward to this challenge, playing a really good Cincinnati Bengals team. I think they're well coached. I think they're doing a nice job on offense, defense, special teams. They have a bunch of really good players. They added good players to their mix, so we understand the challenge.
Yo, by the way, almost 1,300 people. Let's get 1,300 likes for Odell Beckham, man. Let's put the 1,300 likes for Odell Beckham. 1,300 people watching now. Let's get those likes up for Odell Beckham. Let's put it up. Odell, his daddy, Baker Mayfield, Kevin Stefanski, and what might be the hopes for this offense in the season. Let's get those likes up for that. Like this video if you think Donovan Peoples-Jones about to ball out. Like this video if you have any opinion about this situation. Anime Tree, the coach looks hurt too. I don't know, man. Kevin Face don't look hurt right here. Kevin Face look like, bitch, what? Okay, I wasn't using him anyway. I don't care if he shows up. I'm going to do what I always do. Throw that ball up to Anthony Schwartz and Demetric Felton, baby. It ain't changed a single thing about what Kevin about to do. He ain't worried about Odell. He like, Odell who? What we got Odell on the team for? I don't need no wide receivers. I'll be running full tight ends all the time. That don't look like a man that's worried about Odell coming or not, whether you think that is the right opinion or not.
That this week presents. With that, I will take any questions.
Kevin, did Odell arrive and be sent home, or was he told not to show up?
Yeah, that we decided that, I think, this morning. He was not here.
Kevin, when you say Andrew and
Told y'all, man, that man card didn't even work this morning. They deactivated his card. They woke up in the morning, was like, his daddy tweeted, what? Let's get rid of that man card. Chris Gustafaro with a $2 super chat. Odell getting paid $14.5 million to stay home. Hey. Well, he's not going to get all that money because if he's voluntarily inactive, he's not going to get game checks.
what are they discussing?
Yeah, I think they're discussing a lot of things. And the truth is, guys, I don't have a ton of details for you. I'm happy to answer as much as I can, but I think some things we'll know more as we go.
What kind of
Is he
distraction?
asked to be released?
So the orcas are
they got
migrating
progressive
again.
commercials in here. What? Oh my goodness, man! I'm not trying to sell no ads here. They ain't pay for this. Oh, I gotta get YouTube Premium. I gotta stop being cheap. Tristan says we gonna get more for selling Odell shoes in the locker room than we will for trading him. We cutting him 100%. Oh, Odell gone, baby. He's either getting cut in March or he getting cut right now. Me and Andrew Berry and his associates are talking about it, right? That's what the quote is. He's gone, baby. He is not on the team no more. I'm telling you, he's not. Anybody hoping that Odell Beckham is going to play another snap for the Cleveland Browns, bro, you might as well just end that dream because he ain't coming back.
I think his reps and Andrew would talk through.
What kind of distraction is this for you, Kevin, with those videos and all this talk?
Yeah, I think, Jeff, we work really hard in this building to concern ourselves with things that are going on in this building and concern ourselves with the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's really where we get laser focused on the task at hand.
Are you preparing to play Sunday without Odell at this point?
I'm really just worried about today, Jake. He's excused today.
Is it like the situation is not fixable?
Yeah, I would just tell you I'm going to work with today. He's not here today. Again, like I mentioned, they're having some discussions, so we'll see where it goes.
What was your reaction to the video posted in his father's name?
Yeah, no reaction, Tony. I would just tell you social media in general I'm not on it. I'm aware of things that are on there, but I just think in general, we talk about ignoring the noise.
AB hope Schwartz finds some damn hands by this weekend. Boy, he better.
That we need to ignore.
Have you talked to Baker about it?
I've talked to a lot of our players about a lot of things.
How do you ignore something
ain't talked
like
to
that,
Baker.
though, when a relative of the player's trashing another player kind of in real time?
Yeah, again, Jake, I just tell you, there's things that we focus on, and that's not one of them.
Does Odell need to apologize?
Yeah, that's something that I kind of probably can't answer.
How is the locker room? I mean, everyone seems to be saying the right things, I should say, publicly. But that doesn't always mean that that's what's really going on behind the scenes. Is there legit friction within the locker room right now?
I think there's a legit feeling that we need to get a win this week. We have a big game against the Cincinnati Bengals, a really good team, another division opponent. I think the guys are laser focused.
Seriously, Kevin, you're not worried about some guys taking a bigger side, some guys taking Odell's side. Is that something you need to nip in the bud if you are concerned about it?
Yeah, what I would tell you, Nate, is we talk a lot about things in the team meetings with the players, individually. There's conversations, but our team is focused on the task at hand.
You overcame a lot of challenges last year that were COVID related. This is totally different. Is this a greater challenge for the head coach of the team?
Tony, I see the challenge in trying to get a win. I mean,
DBJ about to be wide receiver one. I agree.
We have to get a win. Our lives depend on it. Is the way we look at it. We're desperate, and that's where our focus is.
He came into the season talking about how he was all in, didn't care about stats. He just wanted to win football games, and whatever role he was asked to do, he was willing to do. From your perspective, when did this go south? I mean, for something like this to happen, it didn't happen overnight. So when did this start to sour?
Darryl, I can't really get into the specifics. I would just tell you, right now, Andrew and his representatives are working through all those things.
You've talked before about how you handle players and you're very transparent. You have a good track record getting guys to buy in. Can you repair this? Can this be repaired?
Jason, for me, it's probably best if I just stay on Wednesday and know that he's excused today, and we'll deal with everything else as it comes.
Can he be back with this team, I guess, without Baker's okay?
Yeah, again, I would tell you that there's a lot of conversations that are ongoing between Andrew and his reps, and I'm sure there's substantive talk towards all those things.
Why was the decision made to excuse him today?
Just felt that was the right thing to do.
Are you disappointed, Kevin?
What kind of? Are you
excited for
disappointed?
the opportunity this week.
Yes.
Hey, Kevin, when Baker re-injured his shoulder, the question was, can he play with it? Medical decided he could. But after seeing him for 2 games, can he win with it? Can you operate your offense, which requires a lot of outside the pocket stuff?
Bro, what is Tony Grossi talking about?
With him solely in the pocket.
Yeah, I would tell you.
What is Tony Grossi talking about? But he be out there. Look, whether you like Baker or not, you have to acknowledge that some of these, that Tony Grossi, I don't want to say some of them because a lot of them don't really, they get a lot of more flack than they deserve. But Tony Grossi deserves all the flack. Why are you out here asking about if Baker can still play with the shoulder? Like you didn't just watch them have 15 drops. Like it was clearly not Baker's fault. They didn't catch the ball last week. Like there, you could be beefing with Baker on many other things, but last week ain't really one of them. What are you talking about, Tony? Like you just trying to make this even worse. This is why he didn't ask no questions with Baker. You notice you didn't hear no Tony Grossi question when Baker Mayfield was out there because Baker Mayfield already gave him the quote 2 years ago. Right? Remember, he was like, what kind of question is that, Tony? Shut up. And he just bounced. Tony Grossi don't want no more smoke with him. What is he asking?
I've seen Baker win football games making a ton of plays from the pocket. Some of those plays on the perimeter that you mentioned, Tony, I think have really been the defense designing to take some of those away. We have opportunities that we can make big plays from the pocket. We have this season. I think we will continue to.
Kevin, one of the accusations.
Somebody said they dropped the ball intentionally. What?
Is that something that you have seen at any point?
No, Jake, I'm not going to go down that road. I'll just tell you that we work really hard to get guys open, get them the ball, share the ball. Those are always things that we're thinking about.
Do you see things in the film and in the game plan that you think is passing the game?
Hey, look, I know people are pointing out, Emily Mayfield, she always come out on the Twitter, and why can't Odell's dad do the same thing? Bro, it's a difference between Baker's wife just going out there and recklessly defending her husband after a random game because he didn't play well, because people saying whatever they want to say about him. Like, whether you think she should do that or not is not really an opinion I'm willing to argue about. But, like, that's different than Odell's dad on the day of the trade deadline talking about trade my son, free my son, the quarterback is garbage. Like, that is a whole different can of worms, bro. Whole different can of worms.
I think there's opportunities. And listen, I've told you guys, and I believe this, and I can think back to multiple times in that game where we called some bad plays, designed some bad plays, just didn't get guys open. And that's going to happen, and we'll work we'll work really hard to make sure that we're putting guys in position. You're not going to hit every throw. Quarterbacks across the league, you watch it, it's hard. And sometimes you're going to miss a throw, sometimes you're going to have a drop. And we're realistic about that. Having said that, Zach, I'd tell you that I know what this group is capable of. I've seen it. We just have to do it more consistently.
Last year you had the opportunity midstream to kind of reset things. You don't have that opportunity this year.
The reason the whole Odell's dad thing is different because Emily is not trying to get somebody traded on the trade deadline. She's not saying trade Baker or trade Odell. Odell's dad was explicitly saying trade Odell. I mean, free Odell, but come on, that's basically trade him, right? Trade him or release him. Like, there was no effort to get off the team. That's the difference. Once you make it clear to the people in your camp that you want to make it off the team and you tell them to do moves to do that, you can't be on the team no more, right? Like, you just can't be on the team no more. That was inevitable after all that stuff broke last night.
How do you adjust on the fly here week to week while you're trying to prepare for a new opponent every week, but also at the same time you're trying to improve what you do?
Yeah, Daryl, I think that's the NFL. I really think that's a week-to-week proposition. I don't think you need the bye week to implement a bunch of changes.
Sly said when he said guys not open, he means everybody but Odell. Odell do be open. Part of the reason Odell's open a lot, though, is because they know that the offense is structured in a way to look at Odell. Which is stupid, Kevin. It's stupid. But that's part of the reason why Odell's open a lot, too, is because they know that for whatever reason, Baker just don't throw to that man in certain situations. They know when he's not going to be a key read, so they know that they don't have to really defend him like he's Odell Beckham. That's why he'd be open a lot. Different team, it might be a different situation, but That's part of the reason he's open a lot. And I'm not defending that. I'm saying that's dumb that's the case, that it got to the point to where, they gonna have the ball like that. Too Many Clamp says, do you think this will ruin Baker and Juice's chemistry? I don't see a reason why it would. I really don't. Like, yeah, Juice might be frustrated about this situation. He's got to support his friend, but football is football at the end of the day. And, that's a business for them in the NFL. So they're going to make that happen.
That's what we as coaches need to do week to week.
Kevin, with how this has all played out kind of uncharted waters, I'm curious how leadership and accountability and communication.
By the way, why do people think Odell's dad edited that video? That was some dude on Twitter that made that video. It was not Odell's daddy that made that video. He just found it. The video was out there for like a couple of days before Odell's dad got his hand on it. Tag team match, OBS and Tony Grossi versus Baker's dad and Emily Mayfield. Odell Sr. and Tony Grossi. Is Odell in that? Is this a three-man? This is a three-man? Or is Emily gonna be like a manager on the side of this match? I don't know, man. We need to get Tony Khan on here to book this. Full Gear coming up, man. Let's get this. I'll pay $60 for that.
Could have been different to prevent things like this becoming a distraction on the outside.
Yeah, I think we work really hard as a
Odell's
team
dad versus Baker's dad in the
that
parking
we're
lot
accountable to
brawl.
each
Let's
other,
get it.
Have a ton of conversations with different players on the team. But this is what part of being a team is. There's going to be times that you're going to have to work through some resilient moments.
If this isn't resolved with Odell playing, how do you think it's going to affect his best friend on this team, Jarvis Landry? Will he just go on about his business?
Yeah, I think Jarvis is a pro. Not worried about Jarvis.
Kevin, did you?
I think Jarvis Landry really about to throw a temper tantrum because his friend ain't on the team no more. Like, come on, man. Jarvis a grown man. Jarvis be out there talking about, I'm going to play without my knees and my ankles. You think he ain't going to play without his homeboy? That make no sense. Perpetrate says, do you believe Baker will have the best game of the season Sunday without OBJ and DPJ returning to the lineup, hopefully? We'll see. We'll see if there is any. We're going to find out the rest of the season if there was any truth to that whole claim that Baker was better without Odell Beckham. We're going to find out because, boy, have they been awful with him on the field. So we're going to find out if it works without him. That's the only hope right now to turn the offense around. And if it does, boy, does that bring up a lot more questions. But, hey, you'll be happy that the offense looks good again. Dean Westcott says, why do you keep saying OBJ won't be back? Because he's gone, bruh. Capital Gone, gone. They didn't even let the homie drive up to the facility, Dean. He's not coming back. He's not on the team no more. He's not cut. He's still under contract, but he ain't coming back, man. They told this man to stay home before he even woke up to come to the freaking stadium to practice. He's not coming back. And whenever that situation happens, he's not coming back. He's not. It's a wrap. They told the team he's not coming back. It's a wrap. He's done. He's either getting cut now or later. He's done. He's not coming back, man. Odell is done. He's on IR for all that we are concerned. He is on IR. He will be a healthy scratch the rest of the year. He is not on the team. They might not even keep him on the 53 that long if they trying to pick somebody up. He's not on the squad no more, guys. Like, I can't stress that enough. Odell ain't coming back. He's done. He has played his last game as a Cleveland Brown last Sunday. More than likely. And when I say more than likely, I am 99.9% sure we have seen the last of Odell Beckham in Cleveland. It's gone. That boy ain't coming back. He's not. He's not, bro. He's not. It's a wrap. They have clearly made that decision. If they were going to try to work it out with Odell, they would have let him come to the practice facility and talked it out with him. But the fact is that they have not talked to this man in over 24 hours. He's not on the team no more.
Address this with the team as a whole this morning, and if yes, how so?
Yeah, Ashley, I tell you, certainly I address a lot of things with the team, but I would keep those things internal.
Like, let me ask you a question in the chat. If your boss told you not to come into work before your shift even started, wouldn't you think you was about to be fired too? Like, that's what they did. They said, hey, bro, you don't even got to come in, man. Don't even clock in. They told him not even to clock in, don't even to drive, man. Just you ain't got to clock in, man. Don't come in. You good. You good. You ain't fired, but you ain't on the schedule no more, sir. Like, that is what it is, right? Like, you ain't got no hours. You ain't coming in. Like, come on, man. He's gone. He's gone. They caught this man before he even got to work. Talk about some don't come into work. He's gone. It's a wrap, bro. He's gone. He's not coming back. He got fired on his day off. He's not coming back. Whether you like Odell or not, and I do like Odell, you have to acknowledge he's not coming back. It's over for him in the Cleveland Browns.
So move on to the game. I mean, just for the players,
When you plan and schedule your social media with
little ads. I need to get YouTube Premium.
later.
Yeah, Marla, I think, talking about Jarvis as a pro, I think I got a bunch of pros in there. I think they know how important Wednesday is in terms of our work week.
Come on.
And I think they understand that we got to get out here and have a really good practice.
And I get that some people are sitting here, Rendall, any job will fire you for a public hissy fit, right? Not any job. I mean, if they felt like you were vital enough that they could justify putting up with it, because we've seen NFL teams put up with some wild stuff over the years because they felt like the player was good enough. They don't feel like he's important enough to keep him throughout this whole thing. They feel like this is going to be an unavoidable situation. It is what it is, bro. They're done with each other. Odell is done with the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns are clearly done with Odell Beckham. This is a wrap. He's not on the team no more. And I see people saying, well, it's only because of something his dad did. You can be naive if you want. And I'm the biggest, I have come out here on multiple occasions and supported Odell Beckham. But if you think the free OBJ stuff from all these people that we know are friends and in contact with OBJ, like his dad, LeBron James, and a bunch of other random celebrities, just started because of randomness on the trade deadline, and it ain't have nothing to do with what Odell wanted out there or Odell's people wanted out there, you're kidding yourself. Like, clearly Odell made the moves behind the scenes that he did not want to be on this team anymore, that he did not want to continue to play for the Cleveland Browns. Like, that is clearly what had happened. They are not doing this because of what his daddy did. They are doing this because of what was made obvious to him during the trade deadline, that they have a player that does not want to be on the team no more. That's why they're doing it. It's unfortunate it got to that situation. It was very avoidable, but it is what it is now. He ain't on the team no more, man.
Yesterday, the Browns talked to the Saints about a trade for Beckham, but you opposed trading him. Did you comment on that?
Yeah, I don't know about those reports, but no comment.
Is Baker seeing the field like he needs to see it, Kevin?
Yeah, I think we've had some, as an offense, I think we've had good moments. We just haven't done it consistently.
Do you feel the need to redesign some of those pass routes you're talking about? Has there been a situation where you've had maybe guys bunched up where you need some more separation?
Yeah, I think, Tom, we're looking at it from every angle and really looking at it long and hard and saying, all right, number one, you got to score points and you got to be explosive in the run and the pass. And if we're not doing that, why and how do we fix that?
Kevin, you mentioned that Andrew was talking to Odell's representation. Have you talked to Odell in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, I have not.
You have a leadership council. Do you encourage that group to kind of lead a meeting among the players and clear the air if it hasn't happened yet?
Yeah, I've spoken to a bunch of our players, Nate, and I'd tell you, leadership shows up in a bunch of different ways, and you don't need to be a captain, you don't need to be on a leadership council to lead. So I trust that we have the right people in the locker room.
Do you think Baker's in the right frame of mind for such a big game coming up as a result of this?
Yes, I do.
I mean, you go against a team like the Steelers where it's probably going to be low scoring and everything's kind of close to the best.
It ain't going to be low scoring this week. What are you talking about? Who said that?
You're facing a Cincinnati team that's scoring 30 a game.
Yeah, I think you gotta call and you gotta play the game that's called for. So I think we'll see how it shakes out. Scott, I mean, offensively, our mindset is always to score a bunch of points any which way we can. Defensively, it's a tall task to slow this offense down. I mean, they have a bunch of really good players. Again, they've been in this scheme. I think the quarterback's playing at a high level. So we understand the challenge here, and when you add Chase to this group, I mean, he's a dynamic player.
Randall said,
We
G.
have
Bush
to
said
make
Kevin
sure that
set
we're
up
locked
OBJ
in,
as the
from
fall
a
guy to
preparation
fail
standpoint.
on purpose.
Knowing how you try to connect with guys, it's kind of surprising to hear you haven't talked to them.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy or anything like that, but they didn't put him in the best position to succeed. I'll say that. I don't think it was a conspiracy, though.
Yeah, I'd tell you that's. I'll keep that between me and him.
Kevin, there's a report that just came out a couple minutes ago that you told the team this morning that Odell is not part of the team anymore. Is that true? Do you consider him part of the team?
Yeah, I would just tell you again, today he's excused, and we'll see where this goes.
He ain't on the team no more. He gone, bro. He gone. It's okay. All that brother gone. Odell's gone. And, you know, I get it's a rough situation. Radio saying that they've already released him. We'll see. We'll see, man. Either way, this is all kind of like inevitable, whether they release him today or tomorrow. It is. We know he is gone, bro. Like, we know he's not on the team anymore. We knew he wasn't on the team anymore when they told him not to come into work. We know he's getting fired soon. They're just getting the paperwork sorted out. Like, that is what it is at this point. It's unfortunate that this is how it got handled. It's a fumble all the way. This is 2.5 years of fumbling. Odell Beckham. All the way from injuries to offenses. It's just a fumble. It's just a fumble. It's a complete and utter fumble. No other way to put it. Don't know how else to say this, but it is a fumble. Like, it is a fumble. They missed out. Let me see if there's any more news. See if I need to be on longer. Oh my goodness, man. My goodness. Boy, it is wild out here in the streets today. Y'all are wilding. But did we get it all out, Cleveland? Do we feel like we've got all the stress out? Can we move past the anger and just have a little bit fun with the situation now? They still got Odell on the injury report like he about to play. He ain't about to play. He's gone. He's cut. Yeah, he's gone. Oh, is that G. Bush? Uh-oh. Okay, we got G. Bush on. Hold on, let me put you on. Let me get the window on. We got G. Bush here. Let's see. By the way, you're going to be live, G. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, if I'm going to be live, let me pull my, let me go into the big screen then.
Oh, yeah, go into the big screen.
Let me go to the big screen.
Let me know when you're ready, man. We got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see, Twitter, you sent me this. Did you send this, that link to me in?
I sent it to you in iMessage.
Can you send it on Twitter?
Yeah, I got you. People still ask me if he's gone, bro. The brother's been gone. The brother was gone the second the second that tweet went up, he was gone. I'm about to send that to the wrong text. There we go. Right here. Oh, yeah. I'll be on Twitter. Got a super chat real quick from Loco Suppressor who says, with the $5 super chat, appreciate you. Odell has been trash since kicking the net broke him up with New York. I don't think he's been trash. I think this has been a mishandled 2.5 years with him. I think this could have definitely been handled better from the Cleveland Browns, from Baker Mayfield's perspective, from Kevin Stefanski's perspective, and from all other perspectives. It could have been handled much better. But, you know, at the end of the day, the situation got to where it was. And they didn't really do a good job at preventing that. You know, they could have done a better job of preventing that. I said on Twitter the other day, why are we running more design plays for a 4th-string wide receiver and a 4th-string running back than we are for Odell Beckham? It seems like there's a lack of commitment and trust from the coaching staff to the quarterback that has resulted itself in an underutilized player. Now, if he got his dad and everybody to go out there and complain for him and he didn't tell the team personally he wanted to be traded, that's an issue. He can handle that better. But the frustration is obvious to know where it's coming from. It's real obvious to me why that frustration is there. I don't think that is much of a mystery. And people keep telling me he leads the team in targets. He has 34 targets. That's not a lot. They just don't pass the ball. They spread the ball around. They don't focus on anybody in the pass game. So, yes, he leads the team in targets, but he had 34. Like, you got to mention the number. Misfit Culture TV says, I'll just say this. The situation was a doozy. Made me question if I want to follow this team, LOL. Only way this goes good is if the Browns win Sunday. If they lose, I want off this ride. Hey, man. We're going to see what happens. Ethan Rendauer with the $2 super chat. Are we back to being the old Browns? We don't have to. We can beat Cincinnati, and you don't got to be. But we'll see, man. Levi been rocking the OBJ jersey and defending him for years, but he's acting like the diva they say he is. This breaks my damn heart. I don't even think he's been acting like a diva. I think he definitely could have handled this exit better. The Browns should have traded him. Like, they should have traded him. This should not have gotten to this point. They should have traded him. We have known. I said it in the offseason. I like Odell as much as anybody else, but if it ain't working between him and Baker, by the time you get to the trade deadline, you probably got to move him. They declined to move him. G, you ready to go, man? He's not ready yet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you too. Let me see if I can get my screen.
Oh, you trying to get your screen on?
For some reason, it's just saying like it's not recognizing, which is crazy. Please.
All right.
I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see if it's blocking it for some reason.
All right. All right, well, let me know. Levi with another super chat says, I've been rocking the OB. Okay, I got that one already. Nico W with the super chat says, this whole ride hurt worse than 0-16. Odell needs to go. Odell's gone, man. Ain't no more Odell needs to go. He's gone, dog. It's over for 13 in Cleveland. Best of luck for him anywhere else he goes. Honestly, I don't wish bad on the player. What y'all want me to come on here and say Odell's a diva and just have the same takes I've been telling y'all been garbage for 2 years? I'm not about to just switch it up because he's not on the team no more. I've been telling y'all this. I told y'all for a month and a half the man been open. Told y'all there's reason to be frustrated. Nah, I get he ain't on the team no more, but that don't mean I got to come out here and lie to you about how I feel about the situation. Nah, this is a fumble bag. This is a missed opportunity. We're going to be talking about this. This is going to be something they're going to make videos about. Like, we can't ignore that. Too Many Clamp says millions of dollars aren't enough to escape helicopter parents. Again, this whole situation could have been avoided if you were 7-1 or 6-2 like this team is supposed to. Odell could have got them same 3 targets, but if they 6-2, 7-1, promise you his daddy ain't going to be out there putting the cape on Instagram. All right, man. We got a guest coming on here. You know who it is. It's GB from GB and QC. G, I've heard through the grapevine, because you know Twitter is wilding right now, that you have some thoughts on this whole situation. Let me know just what you're feeling right now with how this whole thing went down.
You know, from a Browns perspective, so hot about this.
No, it's me. I know what's going on. Yeah, I know what's going on. Yeah, the microphone's right, but I have the speaker system. It needs to be multi-output. Now say something.
You good?
There you go. That fixed it.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, yeah.
So as you can see, people blowing me up. Like one of the things that I'm saying is the thing that really irks me about this situation and is so painful is the Cleveland Browns were set up. They were set up to do everything that they needed to do. They got two of everything. They got the receiving core. They got the line. They got everything. My thing is this. I think sometimes I have a very difficult time with, if you can't call, you should be able to do two things at once in life. You can say that Odell Beckham Jr. didn't catch the ball at certain times, and I've been very vocal of that. But you can also say that our quarterback has not played to the highest level that we need him to play. He's missed throws. He's done that. And so I think as a fan base, I think we got to be able to be tougher skinned. And I know the reason why there's a segment of the fan base that is very apprehensive of, criticizing the quarterback. And that is because if you criticize the quarterback, that means you have to acknowledge where you're going to go. If he's not the guy, you have to sit here and say, I got to go through all of this again. I got to go through coaches. I got to go through, drafting. I got to go through, the first year he had a different coordinator. Then the second year he didn't have a line. Then the third year, he didn't even have receivers or weapons to throw to. I know what that is. I've been with it with everybody in this community. But one thing you just said as I was sitting there posted up in the background, just waiting for it to come on, is you said it. They could have handled this so much differently. They could have handled this thing so much. Kevin Stefanski could have took a hold of this thing and been a leader and said, look, I don't care what his daddy's saying. I don't care what Baker Mayfield's wife is talking about. I'm the leader of this team. I need to figure out a way to get this dude the football, because when you sign for him, any top receiver, Stephon Diggs, any top receiver is going to say, look, I think I can help the team win. I can catch the ball and we can do something here. Any top receiver. So even if we go get another receiver, that's the mentality of a receiver. But Kevin Stefanski can have the mentality of a leader of men and get both these dudes in a room and say, y'all gonna figure it out. You know why you're gonna figure it out? Because I said you're gonna figure it out. I don't need nobody in the media. It's a gag order on everybody that's talking. No, your mom, your cousin, none of that. We ain't talking. And us three gonna work to get it done. And he never did that. He just said the same old thing in these press conferences. And well, I guess it is. Why
do you think that is though? Like, why didn't they have a conversation? Do you think that was an Odell thing, or do you think that was all Kevin Stefanski?
I think Kevin Stefanski is not a confrontational guy. If you look at it, Stephon Diggs wanted out of Minnesota. Not saying that there's anything wrong with Kevin Stefanski, but sometimes being a coach, you got to be able. I manage 20 some odd people doing what I do in my other job. All these people, they're all across the country. They put us in training sessions because we need to know the way the messaging is going with a player. If you got a player like Odell Beckham Jr., you have to, to me, I'm going out to meet Odell. He went to meet Baker, right? Because he understands what type of player Baker is. He needs that. You got to do the same thing. You got to do the same thing. If you're looking at, if I got a top flight receiver and I know he's the missing key to what I need to do to open his field up and to possibly win a championship, I'm going to Texas. I'm telling Odell, hey, listen, I need to pull up on you real quick, bro. We need to talk. Listen, you're a big part. No matter what you hear, you're a big part of what we doing. You're a huge part. We ain't winning. We not winning where we want to go. I know you heard a lot of people saying we play better without you. Listen, as a coach, you got to know your temperament of your players, and you cannot buy into those things. And not saying anything is buying into it. You got to have these conversations behind closed doors. And I think that would have brought the whole chemistry thing. And I don't believe in the chemistry or whatever. It's about, listen, we got a common goal. We got one time, a shining time to do something special. And we throwing it away. Throwing it away, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Don't get it.
I think there's some truth to that, man. I really do. Real quick, let me get through some of these super chats real quick. Misfit Culture says, real question for Baker haters. If it's Baker's fault, and he is gone after his 5th year, what are you doing to replace him? It's a whole different question, man. It's a whole different question for a whole nother years, man. But like, you know, it's the question is right now is like, well, I think these next 8 games are Baker's most important 8 games of his career, just because, you know, he needs to justify that they in essence, whether they did this intentionally or not, they said we got to rock with Baker over Odell in this situation, and that's fine if you think Baker's the dude. But the question I have is like, there's questions of if you haven't committed to Odell as a playmaker, and I think that's the biggest problem, G, when we talk about how he's been used in the offense the last 2 years. It never felt like they committed to Odell's going to be one of the big playmakers on this team. They've done that with Nick Chubb. They've done that with Kareem Hunt. They've done that with Jarvis Landry, you know, but whenever it comes time for a big play, we know, hey, look, if it's third down, they're going to throw a slant inside to Jarvis Landry or go double under or dusty to Jarvis Landry and try to give him the ball in space. We know the plays that they're going to go to with David Njoku. They're going to have a seam play. We know the plays they're going to go to with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, either a screen pass or an angle route for Kareem Hunt, right? Or they're going to give Nick Chubb the ball and let him go outside zone. We know the money plays for the money players. But for whatever reason, even though it's happened for David Njoku, it's happened for Jarvis Landry, and it's happened for Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, we don't have a single money play for Odell Beckham. It's never happened where they have committed to that. And that is a huge, like, I think, look, Baker has not played well, and you can criticize him, and I think people are right to criticize him right now. But I think he's really more of a symptom of the bigger issue, which is what we've been talking about for 7 weeks, man. The offense has looked awful. The offense has not been called well. The offense has had some terrible play calling. We are wondering, why are we designing stuff for Demetric Felton? Why are we designing stuff for Anthony Schwartz? Why are we doing that when we could be designing plays for Odell or somebody else like that?
You're so spot on with that, man. It's like, you know, if I see Demetric Felton spinning around in the backfield or orbit motion 9 times a game, why I have nothing for Odell? I have nothing. And my thought process is this: instead of embracing and wrapping the arms around him and being like, yo, we need you to play. In the same way that J.R. Smith got his arms wrapped around him by LeBron. Look, we used to be mad at J.R. Smith, right? We used to be like, man, J.R. Smith out here shooting jumpers. He ain't got a shirt on half the time. He needed J.R. Smith to hit them big shots. He needed that. And you got to build guys up. Being a leader and being a quarterback, the coach and the quarterback, when they say you're a leader of men, it's not just about whether or not you can throw the ball through a barn. It's about how you communicate with every single player and how do I need to operate to get the best out of them. When you look at Tom Brady, the reason Tom Brady is the GOAT is because he takes the disenfranchised and he makes them part of the game. He's like, no. Go back and go back and get me Antonio Brown again. No, Gronk, come on. We don't care how much you party. Come on. Leonard Fournette, they said you don't run hard in Jacksonville, and come on in. Tom Brady wraps his arms around the guy, even when they have talent. It was never a Mike Evans versus a Godwin versus Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Just because and here's the thing that I don't get, where people kind of like have some cognitive dissonance on when it comes to the whole, when I'm talking about the coaching staff. I'm not saying you have to abandon your identity as a run first team. But if you look at somewhere like Tampa Bay, they don't use Antonio Brown like they use him in Pittsburgh, right, where they have him out there a bunch of plays. But you know what? They got a certain set of packages, specific plays, specific scenarios in which they really like to go to Antonio Brown because they focus on him. There's an emphasis on him in the game plan. It seems like the game plan with Odell has been pretty generic. Odell run these routes that we would ask Anthony Schwartz to run. Odell run, like there was nothing specific about that. And if you're Odell and you're seeing that, this is where I can see the frustration. It's like, you don't think I'm worth getting a couple packages? Like, I understand I'm not going to get the ball that much, but some packages? Soul Train with the super chat says Stephon Diggs wanted out of Minnesota, but he was still balling out. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't balling out that last year in Minnesota, but that was a Kevin Stefanski year, so this might be a K-Stan problem. Let's see. We got more super chats to get to. Let me just scroll through them real quick. Yeezy for POTUS says G. Bush, Baker's dad versus Odell's dad. Who you got? Oh, by the way, G, who you got in this fight? You heard I'm putting together a fight, right?
Nah.
Everybody told me that Odell's dad should fight Baker because Baker in the press conference was like, I met Odell's daddy. And he ain't say nothing like that to my face, basically.
I didn't even look. I just got off work. What? That was
watched the press conference?
Nah.
Yeah. Now, he said it in quarterback speak, but he was like, I've met his dad before. He's never mentioned this. He's never said anything like this to me in my face. But I guess he had them Twitter fingers. But I was like, instead of having Baker Mayfield go out there and fight Odell's 55-year-old dad, I think we need to have this a Pee-wee Pow 6 moment. You know what I mean? We need to get to the parking lot of wherever, East Tech High School. We going to have this at East Tech High School.
Bro.
Get into that parking lot full of potholes, park the minivan, have them both pop out, and have a fight. Who you taking in the East Tech parking lot, Muni lot, Pow 6 fight?
I'm Baker Mayfield's wife. I'm taking her. She's macing people.
Hey, bro,
she's coming out. Listen, she telling him right now she at the crib like, Baker, don't even trip. I got you.
You're like, bro, Odell pop up. Babe, I got it, bro. Emily from Texas, she probably got distracted.
So listen, what you mean? They walk around in the middle of the daytime with the pistol on them, like she got the twin, the Yosemite Sam's,
she's like,
bro.
Baby, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Odell Daddy ain't coming nowhere near me, right?
This is a open carry down here, and I don't play. My daddy taught me how to shoot when I was 5. I want to listen. She coming to the.
I saw some of y'all call her Karen in the chat. I'm like, look, bro, she from Texas. That she could be that, but she could also be like, no, I ain't gonna call the police till it's over.
Nah,
and you don't ever want to hear that from somebody from Texas.
Oh yeah, you going to jail.
You lucky if you go to jail. That means you made it.
Yeah, you made it. If you shot, you still going to jail.
She ain't thinking about jail. She ain't thinking about jail at that point. Man, she be going out there with Rex. She be atting people when she be disrespectful, bro. That's why somebody who ain't got no fear.
Think about it. I was sitting here saying, why y'all mad at Odell's dad, right? Baker's wife is in every listen. She get into with fans. She be like, listen, y'all be booing, y'all disloyal, bro. Like people's family. I don't get like people be looking for a reason. Don't nobody. My got an aunt. If you know my aunt, I got an aunt. Shout out to my aunt Linda. She's out here. She in every chat room. She think I'm the best thing ever moving. Like she like 70 something, but she be in here she be telling people off. Don't even know what I'm talking about. She just like, you're not gonna talk about G. Bush like that. You better either like or comment, and it better be a positive one. Or I'm in your DMs. Everybody got a family member like that, man. Come on.
I guess the difference is if you look at Odell's dad's Instagram, the homie be at every game. Like there's a picture of him at every game. And he don't be sitting up there with the families. He be in the front row. So that tells me like they have had interactions before.
Yeah, they done been in each other's house. And have you? I mean, what does Jarvis think?
That's
about
like
this?
that's like Drake's dad situation, right?
Yeah, he's a team dad.
What's going on with that? Because I know he talks about he grew up with a single mom, so that must have been like I'm coming back into the situation type deal.
And so Jarvis, and I heard Jarvis, he was out with a knee for practice. I think that was a scheduled amount of practice. What's your thought processes on what's going through his head?
I think Jarvis probably in practice today because they ain't want him answering questions.
That's it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So they probably just didn't want him out there answering these questions, give him some time to really sort his way out. But Jarvis is a pro, bro. Jarvis ain't going to really be – I don't think he's going to trip on this. I think he wants to win as much as anything. And then he knows, just like Odell knows, that they're probably going to be gone in this offseason anyways, right? Their contracts are up. They have replacements on the team. Clearly, Anthony Schwartz was seen as like the Odell replacement to be the X receiver. I don't know if that's going to work out. I hope they draft somebody else, but that seems to be what Andrew Berry wants to do. Donovan Peoples-Jones is clearly going to take over what Jarvis does, and he might do a good job in that because he's actually a pretty good ball player. But yeah, it seems like the writing's been on the wall, and it ain't just them that the writing's on the wall for. Like Kareem Hunt, the writing might be on the wall for him in a couple of years, right? Nick Chubb, the writing's going to be on the wall for him because they keep reloading those running back and skill positions. So yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's on.
By the way, we got about 1,300 people in here. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that
like button on the way and stop playing. Go ahead and do that real quick. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe to the channel too, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude just jumped on in the middle of the daytime. He was like, yo, I got something.
Like, this is too much mess to not talk about with the people. I gotta bring this show. Y'all getting an extra live stream today for the people. And it ain't no cheap one. We've been on here for 2 hours, G. Bush, talking about this nonsense, having fun with it, making jokes. And you know what, G. Bush? I think the one thing we can all agree on what the solution could be, Stump Mitchell can't miss no more games. Because Stump Mitchell out the building for what, a week or two, and this happened? Bet this would have happened with Stump Mitchell. Stump Mitchell would have said something to Odell dad about not posting that video. Stump Mitchell show up. Hey, you ain't gonna post that, right? You gonna keep it clean in the comment section, right? You know
this
what I mean?
is
my bad,
good.
Mr. Stump. Because you know what,
he got to be there. He got to hold it down
on that sideline.
He got to hold it down. And I'm gonna tell you this too. And you probably already mentioned this. You kind of just said it. This is the biggest game of Baker Mayfield's life.
Yeah, because if he has a good game here, the whole narrative flips. It stops becoming about what Baker didn't do for Odell, and they're going to be like, well, why couldn't Odell adjust to Baker? Like, it's going to be what happened in the offseason, right, where it was all on Odell. Odell doing this. Odell ain't doing that. How's Odell going to get better with Baker? Well, Baker ain't played well these first 8 weeks. If he has a great game against the Cincinnati Bengals this week, the narrative will shift dramatically because they will jump on the whole, hey, man, well, why couldn't Odell get this right with Baker? So we'll see, man.
It's a year into it, and it's almost a year to the Cincinnati game where Baker had the best game of his life, 25, I think 24 completions. One of the completions was just a snap.
Yeah, he went 22 or 22 straight, 300 yards, five touchdowns, and a game winner.
And a game winner, back shoulder, and it was a hell of a throw. Now here's what you're gonna do in Cincinnati. You're gonna go play Joe Burrow, and you're gonna go play Jamar Chase, and you're gonna see how nice that combination is. If it's gonna be up close and personal. So if Baker does not perform well, it's good. I've always said it. Half the people are going to stand on the side of Odell Beckham Jr. and they think that they should have been doing more. Half the people rocking with Baker and say, we're not worried about that. We never wanted Odell to begin with. It just didn't work. This game is directly after the whole situation, and you're going to get validation one way or the other. Now, for me, I don't think it all depends on one game, but it does. It's going to be very easy and evident for people to say, well, I told you so. Either way, I told you so. It was on Baker. I told you so. It was on Odell. But either way, it's pivotal. The Browns got to get a win. They had a bad loss against the Steelers, and you're playing against a contemporary and Joe Burrow who's hot. And we're gonna have a comparison. Apples to apples.
People gonna start talking after this game one way or the other because it's also the national 1 o'clock. Anime Tree with a $5 super chat says we are getting payback for Brock Osweiler where Houston paid us to pay him. Now Tampa gets a free wide receiver. We know Barry and OBJ's story. But man, OBJ gonna go wherever OBJ is gonna go. At this point, we can't really be stressed out about it. Like, you know, some of y'all thought the team was better without him. We gonna find out. Like whether that's true or not. Bro, we finding out these next 8 weeks. We are gonna find out about that claim,
and it's gonna be front because the national media has been on this from 2 years ago. When they say the Browns got Odell Beckham, y'all traded for him. Like, why would he do that? Like, they've been trying to get him to go other places. But here's the thing: I've always simply said this, and we talked about this before. There's a certain group of people who believe that Odell Beckham Jr. is not good anymore. He's lost a step. He's overrated. He hasn't done anything since that catch. If you truly believe that, you would have no problems with him going to the Baltimore Ravens, right? You would not have any problems with him going to the Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs or even the Cincinnati Bengals, God forbid the Steelers. You wouldn't have a problem with that because you feel like he's not that good anymore, right? When Joe Hayden went to Steelers, we wasn't tripping. It's just, all right, Joe Hayden, we thought you was washed anyway. But if you got a problem with him going to the Ravens, deep down inside, he still can play.
And I think he still can play.
And I think it's evident.
I think he still can play. I've said this, and this is not new, guys. I'm not just saying this because he's not on the team. I literally sat here a month ago was looking at the film and said everything that everybody's been talking about for the last 2 days, right? Odell's open. And if Odell does go somewhere else, I do feel like he will play well because he's still playing well. It's just this offense does not seem designed in any way, shape, or form to get him the ball. And they said it in the press conference. Baker says there's a lot of times where Odell's not the first read. Why is that the case? Kevin Stefanski says there's not a lot of times where he's designed to get the ball. Why is that the case? Like, why has it been the case? If it is that you don't, and this is where I'm like, this is where it had to be a mutual splitting of ways for everybody involved. If it is the reason that you cannot trust Odell Beckham to be a recipient of a designed play or be the first read, if you cannot rely on him, if you feel like you cannot trust him, then you don't need to have him out there. If that is the case, if you can't trust him, if you're not going to throw to him, why do you have him out there? We got a $10 super chat. QC and G Bush, the best duo on YouTube. Love the vids, man. Always a great start to my work day. Hope the Browns can get past this and get it together. Y'all done got a treat. Well, y'all got a bonus episode of GBQC. Y'all got a stream. This whole Odell thing done worked out for some of y'all.
Hit that like button, subscribe, bro. We need to get this thing over 20. Quincy need about 30,000 on this one. He need about 30,000 views on this one, man. You know, he giving you this content, been on here 2 hours. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
1,000 likes. I will talk to Odell personally to see if we can get that boy back on the team.
1,000 likes, man. 1,000. Get them 1,000 likes up, man. You ain't getting no instant. See, this is the thing. I tell this about Quincy all the time, man. I do the radio show on the barbershop, and I said, man, some dude one day told me, he's like, hey, I like you. You okay, but you ain't no Quincy Carrier. I said, let me check this Quincy Carrier dude out. I went on, typed it on his YouTube, got on his joint. I said, hold on.
Because I know I'll be hating if somebody said something like that to me. I'll be like, oh, this dude.
Let me check this. Let me check this dude. I said, man, you know what? I like this. I love this dude. I said, you know what? I like it so much. I'm going to see if he come on my radio show. See, there's a difference. You don't gotta have people competing. Show love to your people, man. Congratulate your people for doing anything. I tell people all the time, he's one of the most consistent dudes in the game. And you don't only need, just because you got a press credential, just because you write for somebody, just because you out and about and you known and got a show, don't mean you get more respect than another cat if you putting that work in. He puts the work in, dog. Make sure y'all support that. And y'all do a great job over here supporting my man. I definitely big up to him and everybody over here because you supporting Browns content by dudes that's passionate about it.
Independent, man.
Independent, bro.
Locally grown and owned.
The own with the part.
Local suppressor with the super chat. Let the stream, gentlemen. I think K-Staff needs to unleash Baker and let him use his best asset, his arm. Gunslinger, hashtag let Baker work. I mean, at this point, why not? Why not?
Wide every play. Forget the run game.
Yeah,
at this point, the happiest person in the world is Hollywood Higgins.
Well, Hollywood ain't getting it. He was liking the post too. Hollywood is not getting the ball no more.
Hey, bro.
It was already borderline with him. I don't know what Hollywood mad about. He get way more targets than he ever should with Baker Mayfield in there. But, since he Hollywood hit, I guess it goes to his head real quick.
His name is Hollywood.
Yeah, I guess. But, man, this whole Odell situation got everybody acting the fool, and I just need to know when Stump Mitchell gonna be able to come back in the building because I feel like that's when we gonna get things cracking. Man, see, this is what happens when you lose. We thought it was Kevin Stefanski that was keeping everybody under check. Little did we know, Stump Mitchell. Boy, get Stump. I know how people want Alex Van Pelt to get the book. Get Stump Mitchell the book. Get Stump Mitchell the play call sheet, man. Stump Mitchell call some plays. Stump Mitchell play action, throw that thing deep. Yeah, let's go, Stump.
I mean, this is walking tabloids. I can't believe, I'm waking up. I'm trying to put my little preview show out. I'm trying to edit it up. I'm trying to get myself together on the edit and the preview show. And then I roll over. I look over on Twitter. There's people out here trending. I'm like, what are you trending for, man? Like, what is the deadline is over? And I'm like, they sent him home. I said, all right, well, maybe he got, good Lord forbid, COVID or something, right? They're like, nah, he told the squad, like, reportedly, yeah, don't expect this joint to be back. You know what I'm saying? We just working on some stuff.
Bro,
Now,
G. Bush, they called him before he got to the spot and told him don't come into work. You know what that means. If 92 said, hey, G, you don't need to come in for the show today. We got it handled. Oh, bro, I ain't called off or nothing. I'm not sick. I ain't got. Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is.
If they told me that, I'm gonna show up and then fall down some stairs. I'm like, workman's comp.
You know what it is. You got 5 hours for that paperwork get processed because you're gone, brother.
Bro, like
your key card does not work in the building anymore. They have already deactivated it.
You see, he hit that key fob.
You about to get a call from Margaret in HR about your status with the company.
What the hell is going on with my damn?
We got Blue Raven with the super chat with Deshaun Jackson fit. Y'all wanna add Deshaun Jackson to this situation like Deshaun Jackson? No, Jackson.
Oh my goodness! I thought that was Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson mixed up. I'm like, what a great quarterback, Deshaun Jackson, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
No, they want D-Jax, the dude who used to wear the backup quarterback jersey to the press conference when he wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy. He ain't happy with Sean McVay. What make you think he want to come over here with 5 tight ends?
Deshaun Jackson is not the dude you want to bring in if you feel like you have some turmoil coming in at the wide receiver room. Like, that is not who you bring in that situation if you just had to send your best wide receiver home because of what his daddy done put on Instagram.
Bro, it's just, I mean, so your gut feeling, I mean, do the Browns come out and just, are they going to, what's your gut feeling on how they react?
I feel like they're going to play well on Sunday. Honestly, I do. I think they're going to come out and play well just because, one, if Baker has magic against any team, it does seem to be against the Bengals. Like, there's usually, if you point to his seasons, it's usually the turning point of every single one of his seasons is when he plays the Bengals. Like, it just is what it is. Now, the Bengals have been bad for a while. The Bengals are not bad right now. They're not great, but they're not bad. They're playing better than you, but they're not better than you from a talent-to-talent perspective. So you got that to deal with. We got a super chat from AB. Yo, no lie, I am much less football dumb than I was a few short months ago because Q calling me out for my Browns stink, then taking the time to explain so we don't make the same mistakes when evaluating your game. And I hope people don't get mad when I call them out for like what I feel like is a bad take, and I appreciate that, AB, because I honestly just want people to understand so we're not saying a bunch of foolishness online, because you get that a lot where somebody just gets a hold of a tape at half speed and they telling you what happened on the play. I'm like, bro, that's not at all how that could be evaluated, and it's not fair to the player or to the people to evaluate it like that. Levi with another super chat. I will only say Odell's a diva because he cut his contract with Stefanski, which sounds like he's petty with his pops having to post it. Who knows? Like, who knows who cut where, right? Like, we don't know if Odell just thought he was going to walk into practice today after all this, or if it was a executive decision made by the Cleveland Browns. William Wise with a $5 super chat. I appreciate all the super chats coming in, by the way. Thank you guys so much for donating to the show. William Wise with a super chat says, you got that right. If you get that call, you out. You already know what it is, bro. You
got fired on your day off, bro.
Yeah, bro. You get that call, man. If I got that call, I got that call before. And I got that call from Starbucks. I was like, oh, man, they going to call me back in 2 hours and tell me I need to turn in the apron. They telling Odell, you keep shoes.
Yeah, like,
yeah, bro. Just stay home, bro. You can't come in.
I don't, the funny thing about it, I just don't, it was like you said, from evident, like if it's evident for us to see, they really didn't have him he didn't feel part of the team. He just didn't. Like, I don't think he ever felt like these dudes want me and need me on the squad. I mean,
it never felt like maybe you could say the first year, but there was so much turmoil coming in with that staff. But after that, it became obvious, I think this year especially, that he was a dude that clearly they did not trade for, this front office, that they just inherited on this roster and didn't know what to do with, quite frankly. Like, this roster was not made with him in mind. The playbook was not made with him in mind. And they would draft other players who are not Odell Beckham, but incorporate those players more than Odell Beckham. And that tells me that they never really wanted dude there in the first place. And I think that is why it did not work. Part of this is like him and Baker, like also like this is another level of stuff. This is the coaching staff we talking about. Him and Baker have no chemistry whatsoever. And sometimes that can't be fixed. Like Baker will think Baker zigs, he zags. It happens all the time. Like they have no chemistry whatsoever. They cannot get it right on the scramble drill. And it's not that they're wrong on their decisions. They're both right, but they're not making the right decision together ever. And that's added to this whole situation, right? But also, on top of that, it's not like the team ever made a real commitment to saying, hey, we're going to get this right. We're going to commit to you, OBJ. We're going to give you the targets. We're going to give you the design plays. We're going to emphasize you early in these games. A lot of the times we get to the third quarter and we need points, and all of a sudden now we got to throw that thing up to Odell because we ain't got nothing else to do.
And I want people to be aware of this and understand that the way that this thing works. I also say it's the biggest important 8 games of his life. You know why it's his important games in his life in terms of Baker Mayfield is because of this. In the same way that Kevin Stefanski is like, I didn't draft him. See, it's the thing called capital. Kevin Stefanski by default has capital, has cachet, has a little something in the bank for rainy day because he was a coach of the year. That happened. You have that. The same way Baker Mayfield has more juice in the bank because as a quarterback in the position, they look at you and they understand that the quarterback position is so important that you get the benefit of the doubt and they need to figure out whether or not you're that guy. So you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. Receivers that are older, we can go get those. We can draft those. But here's the thing, 8 games. Baker Mayfield can prove either A, the scenario was right, or A, the thought process was wrong how he's playing. But there's nothing to lean back on. There's nothing else. If you don't perform at this point, it goes straight to you. And then Kevin Stefanski has to say, well, I didn't really draft him either. That wasn't my pick. I didn't draft him. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Stefanski is going to have the juice because that's his only trump card left, right? You got one trump card left. That's it. And Baker has the rest of this year to prove him right or wrong because the same way he did Odell. I didn't trade for Odell. Every coach has that in the back pocket of saying, I don't have my quarterback. I did the best I could with it.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. Soul Train with the super chat. Andrew Berry gives me hope that they can overcome this issue in the long run. I just hope this team responds in the right way this week. We'll see what this team's made out of, man. We'll see what the leadership in the locker room is about. We're going to see what the coaching staff is about. We're going to see what the quarterback's about. We're going to see a lot about this team on how they come out on Sunday. Because if they come out and they beat the Bengals down, they beat that booty on Sunday, all right, we got something. We cooking with gas. We might be able to make a run here. We might be able to do something with this. If they come out there and get beat down, gonna be a long rest of the season, man. It's gonna be a long rest of the season. But we gonna find out. The wait is over. It is no excuse November. Once again, just like 2019, we had the same thing go down. We was about 500 in November. It is no excuse November. Either you can't say it because it's a cuss word, but either you gonna poop or get off the pot, right? Like it is that point of the year where either you're going to be mediocre, you're going to be trash, or you're going to be good. But you got to be one of those things. And this is the opportunity for the Cleveland Browns. We have had fun on this show. We have made jokes about this situation because at the end of the day, this situation is hilarious. Odell got LeBron and his daddy to tweet about him wanting to be out of the city, and he ain't tell nobody on the team about this. That is hilarious. That is very Ben Simmons-ish, the way he went about this. All right, that part is not great how he went about it, but we know why he went about. We know why he wanted out. Okay, like nobody is surprised, and the fact that the team is acting surprised that this has happened is hilarious to me. The fact that Baker is legitimately, if you've seen the press conference, homie is legitimately shocked at this, makes me wonder how connected that locker room is, because I've been talking about this, and I'm not an NFL player. I'm not nowhere near as smart as some of these NFL coaches when it comes to breaking down these film, and I knew of some of these issues that had to be bubbling because what we were seeing on the All-22. Like, this could not have caught anybody by surprise.
Anybody that got the All-22
to have caught everybody by surprise in leadership, and that's a concern for me.
Anytime, and this goes to, I've always said this. I'm married to the film. I'm married to the game plan. I'm married to what the production is. I don't care what the person's name on the back of the jersey is. I root for the Cleveland Browns, but even for me rooting for the Cleveland Browns, I have to go by what I'm seeing, and I'm watching these games 2-3 times. Even when I'm watching them, I'm bouncing ideas off people. Hey, did you see this? What you see in this? Hey, Jake. Hey, what you see in this, man? Hey, John Costco, what you see with this? And when you see the All-22 and the guy's running wide open and he just doesn't look at him, or he checks it down, or he throws it behind him, it's not it's not a some sort of rocket science that a receiver who's a Pro Bowler, who's one of the most popular people in the world, is not gonna, when I seen the free OBJ with LeBron James, that just goes to show you, like, even people like, oh man, this is crazy. Go ahead and get him up out of here. And now you say it's on Stefanski. Hey, what are you gonna do? We're gonna find out what this team is made of. We're gonna find out what kind of leadership they got in the locker room, and we're gonna figure out what kind of coach you are, because I know what Mike Tomlin has done and keeping his teams together. I know where other people have kept teams together. Shoot, I mean, we're gonna see. This could either go really, really bad or really, really good.
Somebody in the chat cracked me up. I don't know if you watch AEW, but this man said Arn Anderson needs to have a talk with the team. Arn Anderson threatened to pull the Glock out on somebody a couple weeks ago on television, on pro wrestling television.
Hey man, the Four Horsemen. Hey man, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko,
Armed Anderson,
like for real. Dean, listen, I don't know if Dean Malenko with them. I don't know. Ric Flair.
They had a bunch of dudes. They had the one guy. Was he used to play football at WCW?
Mondo,
Steve Mike Mondo. Yeah, they had Mondo in there. Man, they had He Who Shall Not Be Named in there. They had a bunch of dudes in there. I think they had Lex Luger in there at one point, right?
And Arn Anderson had no moves. He was just like, he looked like a carpenter out there.
Bro,
he had
the
regular.
Looked 55 years old for 55 years. He has looked like the same. He came out on TV and told Cody Rhodes, I'm gonna get the Glock out and shoot somebody in the head, and they try to rob me from my car. And I was like, oh, where's Arn from? And I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, Arn's from Texas.
Listen, they let them ride around with it. They ride around with the steel.
Never mind, Arn. I'm not making no more jokes about you.
Listen,
leave that man alone.
Texas is a crazy place, man.
Is he from Texas?
Yeah.
No, he's from North Carolina. That's even
from
worse.
Carolina. Okay.
No, yeah, North Carolina. That is a little bit rougher. Yeah, that is a little bit rougher. Yeah, but yeah, man, we try to have our fun. But real quick, I'm gonna take you off screen. You're still gonna be heard, but I gotta let everybody know what we gotta do to get this win in, right? What we gotta do to get the victories in. By the way, Timothy with the super chat, given this, think Odell could have caught that pass. Man, that ball was so, like, the whole situation, like, Baker was late. He threw the ball behind him to try to adjust because the corner was coming in the other lane. That's what I'm talking about with these two. They're not on sync. One has one answer, the other one has the other, and it leads to them not making plays together. That's all that was. I don't think that was Baker didn't make an effort or Odell didn't make an effort. I think that was just like another example of what we've been known about them, which is they can't get on the same page to save their lives. They really can't.
Yeah, I think it was just an inaccurate pass. I mean, it happens, man. It's sometimes it's just simple as, man, I didn't throw it on time.
All right, but G, real quick, we know what we got to do. Show love to Stump. We got to show love to Stump, man. Stump Mitchell, we need you to come out here. Look, man, I understand you had ACL surgery, Mr. Stump, but we need you to come out here, be on them sidelines, could be out there disciplining folks. We need Stump Mitchell back because Kevin Stefanski can't do it by himself. We didn't know you was the glue. We thought you was just a funny man with the beard and the braids. Nah, man. Stump Mitchell, you need to come back here, rock them sidelines, rock the beard, and get everybody else in line. We need to get Stump to Cincinnati. Can he fly with the ACL surgery? Can you do it? I know Cincinnati got a hospital in the stadium, but, you know, we need Stump Mitchell to come out here and do his thing because we ain't no Stump, no Vic. We ain't winning without Stump, baby. We need Stump on the team. But, G, thank you for coming on here. Appreciate you for joining us. Appreciate you being on.
Salute to you. We'll get to it. Peace. I'll catch y'all later this week.
Definitely. GBQC on Sundays before the game. It's gonna happen. We got a lot of stuff coming because of all the big games coming up in this period. So, you know, we got a lot coming here. I want to thank all of y'all for coming. We still got over 1,000 people here watching this stream, over 1,200 people, almost 1,300 people watching this stream for like the last 2.5 hours. I hope you have been thoroughly entertained by this stream. I hope we have had enough fun, enough conversation, and hopefully we can get to Sunday, get a victory, and be happy all again on the post-game show there. But if you want to catch me, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding that notification bell. Also, we're going to go live during a watch party. We're going to do a watch party for the Cincinnati Bengals game. If that sounds fun, make sure you're locked in here, subscribe so you can have my live thoughts and reactions to that. And we're going to do a live post-game show after that. So make sure you don't miss any content. Videos out every day. Best believe and put a preview out where we're going to talk about this situation more. We're going to talk to Ace Boogie. Check my Twitter. We might do something with Zim Hude, who has been an ardent arguer of me with the Bengals. So we're going to have a lot of content coming out this week. Make sure you're locked into all the social medias, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Well, I ain't got no Facebook. Nobody got no Facebook. Who on Facebook still? Twitter and YouTube. That's about it that I really use. Make sure you're locked in there. I want to thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming in and chatting and sorting this situation out. I know we have had a good amount of laughs. We have had some serious football talk. We have done it all in this stream. I hope we're feeling better than we were coming into this. But again, man, have a good day. Have a great night. And please don't let this ruin your day. Your day should be greater than whether Odell's going to play or not. And he's not because he ain't on the team. But you know what I mean? Try to have a good day. Try to have something happen. Get some food. I know I'm about to get some chicken sandwiches and some chicken tenders in about 10, 15 minutes. So I'm about to make my day better. Do your best to make your day better. Again, guys, have a great day and have a good night. Peace.